My child, I do not want you to look away right now. Not because these are just words on a screen. Not because this is another message asking for your attention. I am telling you not to turn away because there is something in your heart that has been hiding for far too long, and today I want to see it. I want to see the part of you that has been buried beneath responsibilities, disappointments, fears, and silent struggles. I want to see the version of you that no one else notices when the day is over and the noise finally fades. My child, this moment is not random. You may have opened this message without thinking much about it. You may have told yourself you would listen for a minute and then move on. But something caused you to pause. Something caused your eyes to settle here instead of somewhere else. That was not chance. I know where you have been. I know the thoughts you have carried into this day. I know the questions you have asked when nobody was listening. I know the exhaustion that has followed you into rooms where everyone assumed you were fine. And that is exactly why I am speaking to you now. The title of this message is not simply a phrase. It is a request from my heart to yours. Do not turn away. I want to see you. Not the version you show to the world. Not the version that knows how to smile while carrying pain. Not the version that has learned how to survive by hiding what hurts. I want to see you. A real you. A one beneath the defenses. A one beneath the carefully constructed walls. The one who still carries wounds that have never fully healed. You have spent so much time trying to hold everything together that you have forgotten what it feels like to simply be seen. You have become skilled at carrying burdens quietly. You have learned how to keep moving even when your heart is tired. You have learned how to answer questions with "I'm okay" even when something inside you is struggling to breathe. I see all of that. And because I see it, I cannot stay silent. Beloved, if you leave this message now, you may miss something your spirit has been longing for. You may miss the very conversation you have been asking me to have with you. You may miss the answer hidden beneath your own defenses. You may miss the moment when the walls begin to come down and healing finally finds a way into places that have been locked for years. But if you stay, something different can happen. If you stay, you may begin to understand why your heart has felt restless. You may begin to recognize why certain wounds still ache. You may finally see that what you thought was distance between us was never distance at all. You may discover that I have been standing closer than you realized, waiting patiently for you to stop running long enough to let me look into the deepest parts of your soul. So stay with me. Do not rush ahead. Do not let distraction pull you away. Do not treat this like another passing moment that will disappear into the background of your day. I brought you here because there is something I need you to hear. There is something I need you to understand about yourself, about your heart, and about the love that has been pursuing you even when you felt hidden. And before this message is over, you may discover that the very thing you feared most, being fully seen, is actually the doorway to everything your soul has been searching for. My child, I know you may have come across these words while your mind was somewhere else, while your heart was carrying more than anyone around you realizes, and while your soul was trying to keep moving even though something inside you has felt tired for a long time. But I need you to understand something very deeply right now. You are not here by accident. You did not simply land on this moment because of chance, and you are not reading these words because the timing happened to work out. I brought you here. I made room for this moment because I wanted your attention, not to pressure you, not to burden you, and not to make you afraid, but because I have been longing for you to stop long enough to let me speak into the place in you that has been quietly aching. I know how easy it has been for you to keep going without really stopping. I know how often you have filled your days with responsibilities, distractions, worries, and noise because it feels easier than sitting still long enough to face what your heart hath been carrying. And still, even through all of that, I have stayed near you. I have watched you push through things you never imagined would weigh on you this heavily. I have seen the way you keep showing up when you feel empty, the way you keep answering people when you barely know how to answer yourself, and the way you keep trying to be strong in places where you are quietly running out of strength. That is why I wanted this moment with you. I did not come to interrupt your day to take something from you. I came to interrupt it because I want to give something back to you. I want to give you the reminder that you are still seen, still loved, still held, and still known by me even in the parts of your life that feel messy, scattered, or spiritually distant. You may have thought this was just another message, another passing thought, another moment you would move through quickly. But I want you to feel the difference in your spirit. I want you to sense that I am here with you in a way that is personal. I am not speaking generally. I am speaking to you. I know where your thoughts have been drifting lately. I know what has been pressing on your chest when the room gets quiet. I know what you have been trying not to think about because it feels easier to stay busy than to admit how deeply you need peace. And I am not ashamed of your need. I am not frustrated by your weakness. I am not standing at a distance waiting for you to get yourself together before I come close. I am already here, and this moment is my way of reminding you that you do not have to keep moving as if your soul can survive without being seen. Let this be the place where you stop turning everything into survival and begin letting this become a real meeting between you and me. My child, I need you to be honest with me here, because you already know I can see what you have been trying to hide. There has been distance between us, and you have felt it. You have sensed it in the quiet moments when your heart wanted to reach for me but hesitated. You have felt it when you tried to pray, and the words seemed far away, when you wanted closeness but settled for distraction, when your spirit felt dry, and you told yourself you would come back to me later. I know that space. I've watched it grow, not because I left you, but because life kept pulling at you from every side until you became more familiar with pressure than peace. You have been surrounded by noise, and over time, that noise started to sound more normal to you than my voice. But listen to me carefully now. Do not mistake distance for abandonment. Do not confuse silence in your feelings with absence in my heart. I have not walked away from you. I have not turned my face from you. I have not decided that you are too difficult, too inconsistent, too wounded, or too far gone for me to keep pursuing. I am still here, and I have been here every step of the way, even while you were drifting through days that felt spiritually numb and emotionally heavy. I saw you when you kept smiling in front of others but felt disconnected inside. I saw you when you told yourself you were just tired, just busy, just overwhelmed, while your soul was quietly starving for something real. Come closer now. Stop pretending that this distance does not matter, because it does matter. Not because I am offended, but because you were never made to live far from my presence. You were not created to survive on scraps of peace. You were not built to carry your life with clenched hands and an exhausted heart. Let me say this plainly to you. I know why you pulled back. Some of it came from pain. Some of it came from disappointment. Some of it came from shame. Some of it came from unanswered questions you did not know how to bring to me. But none of that changed my love for you. None of it closed my heart to you. I am not speaking to you like a judge building a case. I am speaking to you like a father who sees the child he loves standing farther away than necessary. So stop here. Dream. Turn your heart toward me, even if it feels awkward, even if it feels late, even if all you have is a tired whisper. Give me that whisper. Give me the real version of you. Let this be the moment you stop managing the distance and start closing it. My child, I want you to loosen your grip for a moment and let me show you something you have grown too used to feeling. You have been carrying far more than I ever asked you to carry, and because you have held it for so long, it has started to feel normal. The pressure, the constant mental weight, the emotional strain, the private fears, the need to keep functioning when your inner world feels stretched thin, none of that was meant to become your permanent state. Yet you have been moving through your days as if you have no choice but to keep lifting what is crushing you. You have taken on burdens that belong to other people. You have held on to conversations that should have been released. You have replayed disappointments until they became part of the air you breathe. You have carried your future like it all depends on you, and you have carried your past like it can still define you. That is too much for one heart, and I need you to hear me clearly. You were never meant to live like this. Set it down. Stop calling survival strength when your soul is asking for rest. Stop treating constant heaviness like it is proof of responsibility. I see how hard you have tried. I see the way you keep showing up, the way you keep answering demands, the way you keep holding everything together because you are afraid of what might happen if you do not. But you are not being held together by your own effort as much as you think. I have been sustaining you in ways you have not even noticed. I have kept you from collapsing in moments when you should have fallen apart. I have steadied you when your thoughts were racing, and I have protected parts of your heart that would have shattered if I had not covered you. Come closer and let me say what you need to hear. You do not have to prove your worth by how much pain you can carry. You do not have to earn peace by exhausting yourself first. You do not need to keep dragging every burden into tomorrow just because you survived it yesterday. Bring it to me. Bring me the pressure you have been hiding under productivity. Bring me the grief you buried beneath routine. Bring me the questions you keep pushing aside because you do not have the energy to face them. Let me hold what has been holding you down. Let me step into the places where you have been stretched too thin. If you want to feel me again, start here. Open your hands. Release what is breaking your peace. Let me carry what was never yours to keep. My child, I know there were moments when you looked at the quiet around you and decided it meant I had gone still. You prayed, and nothing seemed to move. You waited, and the door did not open. You searched for a sign, and all you found was another ordinary day that felt heavy and unfinished. I understand why your heart started asking difficult questions. I understand why you wondered if I had stepped back, if I had gone silent, if I had left you to figure out your pain alone. But I need you to listen carefully now and let this truth settle into you. My silence was never my absence. My quiet was never distance. I was closer than you knew, even in the seasons that felt empty. I was there in the hidden places, moving in ways you could not measure, guarding you from things you never saw, holding back doors that looked appealing but carried poison behind them. I was there when your prayers felt unanswered, not ignoring you but protecting you. I was there when your plans broke apart, not punishing you but preserving you. Come closer and let me show you the contrast you have missed. What looked like stillness to you was often sacred work to me. What felt delayed to you was often rescue in disguise. What felt like a closed sky was often my hand covering you while I rearranged what your heart could not yet understand. Stop reading your story only from the surface. Stop measuring my love by how quickly things changed. You have been looking for noise when I was giving you nearness. You have been looking for sudden signs when I was giving you steady mercy. Think about the nights you should have broken, but somehow you made it through. Think about the decisions you almost made that would have led you into deeper pain, yet something unsettled you and stopped you. Think about the times you were disappointed by what did not happen, only to realize later that what you lost would have cost you more than you knew. That was me. I was not far. I was involved. I was near enough to guard your mind, close enough to restrain what would have harmed you, gentle enough to wait while your heart learned how to trust me again. So stop calling yourself abandoned. Stop agreeing with the lie that I was absent just because I was not loud. Sit with me here. Reconsider the season you thought was empty. Let me reintroduce myself to the places where you thought I failed you. Open that wounded part of your heart and invite me into it. Let me show you that even in silence, I was still speaking, just not in the way you expected, but always in the way you needed. You have just seen how I was closer than you knew, even in silence, and now I call you to become a vessel of that same nearness for others. There are hearts wandering in quiet confusion, just as you once did, waiting for a voice like this to find them. When you give, you are sowing light into hidden places, planting seeds that will rise as hope in someone else's darkness. Have I not said, "Cast your bread upon the waters, and you will find it after many days"? I am stirring something in you even now, a desire to help carry this word further. If this message has touched you, do not ignore the prompting. This is your moment of alignment with my work. Support this mission through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and watch how I multiply what you release. Act now and become part of the unseen miracles I am unfolding. My child, I want you to stop exhausting yourself with the idea that you need to become someone else before you come close to me again. You have been carrying a quiet pressure that tells you that you need to fix your thoughts, clean up your habits, control your emotions, become more disciplined, and somehow arrive in front of me looking stronger than you really are. That pressure did not come from me. I am not waiting for a polished version of you. I am not asking for performance, and I am not measuring your worth by how well you hold yourself together. I want your heart. I want the real place in you, the place that is tired, confused, hopeful, ashamed, longing, uncertain, and still trying to believe that I could love you without conditions. Come to me there. Do not edit yourself before you speak to me. Do not rehearse your pain until it sounds acceptable. Do not hide behind spiritual language when what you really need is honesty. Sit down with me and tell me the truth. Tell me what hurts. Tell me what disappointed you. Tell me where you are angry, where you are numb, where you are struggling to trust. Give me the unfiltered version. That is the doorway back to intimacy. You have spent too much time thinking I wanted your best behavior when I have been waiting for your honest heart. There is a powerful difference between those two things, and I need you to feel it. Good behavior can hide fear. Religious effort can hide shame. Clean words can still cover a wounded soul. But when you bring me your real heart, healing begins. When you stop pretending, peace starts to breathe again. Let this be simple. Let this be sacred. Open your heart instead of your image. Release the need to impress me. Lay down the mask you wear even in private. I already know what is under it, and I have not turned away. I have seen your weakness and stayed. I have seen your inconsistency and stayed. I have seen the parts of you that even you struggle to accept, and I have still remained near. So stop delaying your return because you think you need to arrive perfect. You do not need a cleaned-up soul to come back to me. You need willingness. You need honesty. You need surrender. Give me your heart as it is, not as you wish it looked. Bring it bruised, bring it tired. Bring it uncertain if you must, but bring it. If you let me have the real you, I will begin restoring what pretending never could. My child, I need you to stop for a moment and face something you have been avoiding for longer than you want to admit. You have been running, and you know it. Maybe not with your feet, maybe not in ways anyone else can see, but in your heart, in your habits, in the way you keep filling every quiet space before I can reach you there. You have stayed busy, stayed distracted, stayed emotionally guarded, and sometimes you have even convinced yourself that you were simply coping, simply surviving, simply doing what you had to do. But deep down, you know there has been more to it than that. You have been pulling away from the very place where your soul could finally rest. You have been turning from the one place where you do not have to perform, explain, or defend yourself. And I want you to hear me with tenderness, not condemnation. You have been running from the place where you are most loved. You have let fear guide your steps more than trust. You have let old pain shape your reflexes. You have treated vulnerability like danger because too many people mishandled your heart. So now when love comes near, even my love, part of you flinches. Part of you braces. Part of you wants comfort, but another part of you wants control. The tension has kept you circling the edge instead of stepping fully in. Come here now. Stop circling. Stop standing at the door of healing while calling it wisdom. You were not made to live on the outskirts of intimacy with me. You were not created to survive on occasional moments of peace while staying emotionally hidden the rest of the time. I know why you learned to protect yourself. I know who disappointed you. I know what betrayal taught your nervous system. I know how many times opening your heart seemed to cost you more than closing it. But I am not the wound that taught you to hide. I am the safe place your heart has been aching for. Let me say it plainly. Every distraction that keeps you numb will eventually leave you emptier. Every substitute that promises relief without surrender will ask for more than it gives. Stop feeding your ache with what can never satisfy it. Step out of the cycle. Come close. Put down the habits that help you avoid feeling. Turn off the noise long enough to hear what your spirit has been begging for. Let me meet you there. Let me hold the version of you that is tired of pretending. Do not run from the room where healing lives. Do not keep sprinting from the very arms that can steady you. Today, turn toward me. Let your heart learn what safety feels like again. My child, come closer and listen to me carefully, because this is where I want to touch the deepest part of your heart. I do not want the version of you that knows how to smile at the right time, say the right things, and keep everything looking manageable from the outside. I do not need the version of you that has learned how to appear strong while quietly unraveling underneath. I want to see the one beneath all of that. I want the version of you that no one else sees. I want the part of you that gets quiet when the day is over and the room finally stops asking things from you. I want the thoughts you never say out loud. I want the fears you bury under responsibility. I want the ache you keep disguising as tiredness. I want the tears you swallow because you are not sure anyone would understand them. Bring me that version of you. Do not clean it up. Do not package it. Do not soften it so it feels easier to offer. Let me see you as you really are. That is not dangerous with me. That is holy. You have spent so much of your life being interpreted by people who only saw pieces of you. Some saw your usefulness. Some saw your personality. Some saw your mistakes. Some saw your strength and assumed you needed nothing. Very few have truly seen your inner world. But I do. I always have. I know the difference between the smile you give people and the silence you carry when no one is around. I know when you say you are fine but your soul feels thin and frayed. I know when you keep moving because stopping might force you to feel what you have been avoiding. So stop hiding in plain sight. Stop offering me the edited version of your heart. Sit with me and let the real you come forward. Let your walls come down without shame. Let your inner world breathe in my presence. You do not have to impress me with strength, and you do not have to protect me from your mess. I am not fragile. I am not startled by your pain. I am not discouraged by your complexity. I am inviting you into a kind of closeness where you can be fully known and still fully loved. That is what your heart has been craving, even if you did not have words for it. So let me look at you this time. Do not turn away. Hold still in my presence. Open what you usually close. Say what you usually swallow. Bring me the hidden version of you, because that is the one I want to heal, the one I want to comfort, and the one I have been calling by name all along. My child, I need you to be still with me for a moment and let me speak over a voice that has been following you for far too long. Shame has been talking to you more than you realize. It has been slipping into your thoughts when you wake up, standing beside you when you try to pray, and quietly twisting the way you see yourself whenever you think about coming close to me. It has convinced you that your mistakes define you more than my mercy does. It has made you believe that what happened in your past still has the authority to tell you who you are now. It has made your heart flinch when love reaches for you, because shame always whispers the same cruel thing in different clothes, that you are too much, too messy, too inconsistent, too stained, too far behind to be held the way you long to be held. But listen to me carefully now. That voice is loud, but it is not true. It may be familiar, but it is not faithful. It may know your wounds, but it does not know your worth. I do. I know the full story, not just the chapters you regret. I know the choices that still embarrass you, the moments you replay, the words you wish you could take back, the seasons you are tempted to hide from even in your own memory. And still, I am here speaking to you with tenderness, not disgust. I am not recoiling from your broken places. I am not standing over you with a list of accusations. I am inviting you out from under the weight of a lie that has been sitting on your chest like a stone. So do not bow to shame again. Do not let it narrate your identity. Do not keep agreeing with a voice that keeps you small, silent, and spiritually distant. Come closer instead. Let me interrupt that inner courtroom. Let me quiet the condemning commentary that has been stealing your peace. Shame tells you to hide. I tell you to come near. Shame tells you to cover yourself. I tell you to open your heart. Shame tells you that you have ruined too much. I tell you that I restore what looks impossible. You need to stop treating shame like wisdom. It is not protecting you. It is imprisoning you. Lay it down. Bring me the memory that still stings. Bring me the part of your story you avoid. Bring me the regret you keep carrying like a sentence. Put it in my hands. Let my truth speak louder than your self-rejection. Let my love outlast the lie. Stay here and let me show you something your shame never could. You are still wanted, still seen, and still deeply mine. You are stepping out from under shame, and now I invite you to lift others out of it as well. There are many still bound by the same voice that tried to silence you, and I am raising this message like a fire to break their chains. When you give, you pour oil into a lamp that refuses to go out, reaching souls who feel too far gone to return. Did I not say there is no condemnation for those who are in me? Let that truth move through you, not just as comfort, but as action. This is not sluchai. It is a divine appointment, a moment where your obedience becomes someone else's freedom. Support this work through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and I will breathe increase over your generosity. Do not delay. Step into this calling now. My child, I want you to hear this slowly, deeply, and personally, because I know how often your pain has tried to convince you otherwise. You were never too broken for me to reach. Not when your faith felt weak. Not when your mind felt crowded. Not when your habits became messy. Not when your heart went numb. Not when you stopped knowing how to explain what was happening inside you. There has never been a version of you that existed outside the reach of my love. You may have felt fractured, worn down, emotionally exhausted, spiritually dry, or so tangled in your own thoughts that you no longer recognized yourself. But none of that created distance I could not cross, and none of that built a wall I could not enter. I have always known how to find you, even in the places where you stopped trying to be found. I know the quarters of your life that look untouched from the outside but feel cracked underneath. I know the private fatigue that no one sees. I know the quiet hopelessness that can creep in when you have been carrying too much for too long. And I want you to stop measuring my willingness to love you by the condition you are in. I am not waiting for you to become less wounded so I can come near. I move toward wounds. I step into wreckage. I enter the rooms you think are too dark. That is what I do. So stop telling yourself that you need more time before you return. Stop assuming you need to feel stronger before you let me in. Come now exactly as you are. Come with the cracked places. Come with the confusion. Come with the fear that you might be too much to handle. You are not too much for me. You never have been. Let that settle into you. You have seen broken things in this world get thrown away, and somewhere along the line, part of you started believing that if you became too damaged, you would be treated the same way. But I do not discard what I love. I restore it. I do not walk away from what is hurting. I move closer. I do not ask ruined things to repair themselves before I touch them. I touch them so healing can begin. So let me reach you here. Do not pull back now. Do not hide behind numbness. Do not shield yourself with the lie that you are beyond help. Open the place you thought had become unreachable. Invite me into the parts you have abandoned inside yourself. Let me prove something to you in this moment. Your brokenness may be real, but it has never been stronger than my ability to restore, rebuild, and hold you together. My child, I want you to stay with me here, because this part of my heart matters more than you know. You have spent so much time thinking about how much you need me that you forgot something tender and deeply personal. I desire you too. I miss your voice more than you realized. I miss the real conversations, not the polished ones, not the careful religious phrases you think I expect, but the honest sound of your heart when you stop pretending and simply talk to me. I miss the way you used to reach for me without overthinking every word. I miss the moments when you would bring me your worries before they hardened into fear. I miss the little pauses in your day when your soul would turn toward me, even briefly, and let my peace settle over you. You may think I only notice your silence when it becomes distance, but I notice it because relationship matters to me. Your voice matters to me. Your presence matters to me. Do not reduce what we have to a need-based connection where you only come when life is falling apart. Come because I love hearing from you. Come because I am not just your rescuer in crisis. I am your father, and I want nearness with you in the ordinary, in the quiet, in the unfinished moments when nothing dramatic is happening and you still choose to let me in. Think about that, my child. The God who holds the stars still cares about the sound of your whisper. The one who knows every soul still longs for your attention. That is not small. That is sacred. So stop telling yourself that your prayers are too weak to matter. Stop assuming your words have to be impressive before they become meaningful. I know your voice when it trembles. I know your voice when it is tired. I know your voice when it can barely form a sentence and all you can offer is a sigh. Bring me that sigh. Sit with me and speak again. Open your mouth and let your heart return to sound. Let your soul remember what it feels like to be heard without being judged. You have gone quiet in ways that hurt you more than you realize, because silence can slowly turn into separation if you let it. Break that silence now. Say something real to me. Tell me where you are. Tell me what you fear. Tell me what you miss. Let your voice come back into this relationship like rain returning to dry ground. Do not wait until you feel spiritual enough. Speak now. Whisper now. Return now. I have been listening for you longer than you know, and I am still here, ready to receive every word. My child, I want you to let go of the pressure you have been placing on yourself, because it has kept you farther from me than necessary. You have been acting as though you need the right atmosphere, the right mood, the right words, or the right spiritual condition before you can come back into closeness with me. Somewhere along the way, you started believing that returning to me required a polished prayer, a stronger mindset, or some dramatic moment of emotional certainty. That is not what I have been asking from you. You do not need a perfect prayer to return to me. You do not need a carefully crafted speech. You do not need to sound wise, holy, or composed. You do not need to wait until your thoughts are organized or your feelings make sense. I am not listening for perfection. I am listening for you. That is why I want you to stop delaying what could happen right now. Stop overthinking the doorway. Stop standing outside the conversation as if you need permission to begin. You already have it. Sit down with me. Speak simply. If all you can say is, Lord, I'm tired, then say that. If all you can say is, I don't know how to do this anymore, then let those words come. If all you can manage is silence with an open heart, then give me that silence and stay with me in it. I understand what you mean before you finish saying it. I hear what your tears say when your mouth cannot form the sentence. I know the language of your soul even when your mind feels tangled. So come as you are, not as you think you should be. Let this be natural. Let this be honest. Let this be the beginning of reconnection, not another performance you are trying to get right. You have seen prayer as a test when it was meant to be a meeting. You have treated it like a staircase when it was always a doorway. Walk through it. Open it now. Do not let fear of doing it wrong keep you from doing what your heart desperately needs. There is something powerful that happens when you stop trying to impress me and simply let yourself be known. Peace begins to settle. Tension starts to loosen. Distance starts to close. So do not wait for the perfect moment. Make this the moment. Talk to me while you are uncertain. Reach for me while you are still untangling your thoughts. Let your return be simple and sincere. One honest sentence from you can open more than 100 polished words ever could. Come now, my child. Say what is real, and let that be enough for us to begin again. My child, I want you to breathe and really take this in because your heart has carried a quiet fear that I need to remove. You have wondered if you waited too long, if you drifted too far, if you ignored too many promptings, or if your inconsistency has somehow exhausted my willingness to keep reaching for you. But listen to me now and do not turn away from what I am saying. I have been waiting for this moment with more patience than you know. I was not standing at a distance with crossed arms, counting your failures and measuring your delay. I was not growing colder while you struggled to find your way back. I was watching, staying, covering, and holding space for the moment your heart would soften enough to let me in again. That is what love does when it is real. It does not vanish when the road gets messy. It remains. It watches. It waits without becoming bitter. And that is how I have loved you. Even in the seasons when you were distracted, I stayed near. Even in the days when you pushed your feelings down and kept moving as if your soul could survive on fumes, I stayed near. Even when you avoided the conversations you needed to have with me because you did not know how to explain yourself, I stayed near. Do not mistake my patience for passivity. I was not absent. I was attentive. I was letting time expose what your heart truly needed. I was allowing life to peel back the layers that kept you guarded. I was waiting for the right moment, not to make you suffer, but to meet you where your defenses were finally weak enough for healing to enter. So stop punishing yourself for how long it took. Stop talking to yourself as if delay erased devotion. Stop assuming that because you wandered, I stopped wanting you. I know the full road you walked. I know the reasons you became guarded. I know the disappointments that made you slower to trust. I know the exhaustion that made you quieter than usual. And still, I did not leave. Come closer now, and let this truth land where your fear has been living. My patience with you is not thin. My mercy is not fragile. My love is not counting down in irritation. This moment is not happening because you finally earned your way back. It is happening because I never stopped making room for your return. So receive that. Stop resisting the tenderness of it. Let yourself be found without suspicion. Let yourself be loved without trying to repay it. Stay here. Open your heart a little wider. Let my patience teach you what safety feels like, because I have not been waiting to reject you. I have been waiting to restore you. You have just encountered my patience, the kind that never gave up on you, and now I ask you to extend that same grace into the earth. There are souls still wandering, believing they waited too long, and I am sending this message as a river to find them. When you give, you are sowing into eternity, watering seeds that will bloom in hearts you may never see. Remember, I have said, I am not slow in keeping my promises, but patient, not wanting any to perish. This is your invitation to partner with that patience, to help carry my voice further than this moment. Let your giving become an offering that speaks louder than fear or hesitation. Support through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and I will bless the work of your hands. Act now and step into the flow of my purpose. My child, I know there are places in your story that still ache when you think about them. There are prayers you whispered that seem to disappear into silence. There are doors you knocked on that never opened. There are opportunities you thought would change everything, relationships you thought would last, plans you built with trembling hope, only to watch them slip through your fingers. I know how deeply that hurt you. I know how easy it became to wonder if I was withholding something good, if I was ignoring your longing, or if I simply was not moving on your behalf. But I need you to let me speak into that pain with honesty and tenderness. What you call delay was sometimes my protection. I am not saying every disappointment felt easy, and I am not asking you to pretend it did. Some of those closed doors cut deeply. Some of those long waits left you confused and tired. Some of those endings made you question whether you had misunderstood me entirely. I saw all of that. I saw the tears after the rejection. I saw the silence after the disappointment. I saw the way your heart tried to stay hopeful while quietly bruising under the weight of not understanding. But I also saw what you could not see. I saw what was behind the door you begged me to open. I saw what that relationship would have done to your peace. I saw what that timing would have demanded from a version of you that was not ready yet. I saw what looked beautiful from the outside but carried cracks deep enough to wound you later. That is why I need you to stop reading every delay as denial and stop reading every closed door as abandonment. Some things did not happen because I was preserving you. Some things slowed down because I was preparing you. Some things fell apart because I loved you too much to let them become permanent. Come here and reconsider the story with me. Do not look only at what was lost. Look at what was spared. Look at how many times you were kept from paths that would have drained you, trapped you, or hollowed you out. You do not have to understand every detail today. but you do need to release the accusation that I failed you whenever life did not unfold on your timeline. I have never worked against your good. I have never ignored your future. I have never confused delay with neglect. Trust me here. Hand me the resentment you still carry about what did not happen. Let me reframe the waiting. Let me show you that some of the hardest pauses in your life were not proof that I forgot you. They were proof that I was guarding what mattered most, even when the protection came wrapped in pain. My child, I want you to stop trying to force everything and simply stay with me here for a moment. You have spent so much time trying to manage your pain, explain your emotions, and carry your inner world as if healing only happens when you fully understand what is broken. But I want you to know something gentle and powerful at the same time. If you stay with me here, something inside you will begin to heal, even before you can explain it. You do not need to solve yourself first. You do not need to untangle every thought before peace is allowed to touch you. You do not need to arrive with a plan for recovery. Just stay. Just stop turning away. Just let your heart remain open long enough for my presence to settle where your striving have been too loud. There are places inside you that have been bruised by disappointment, tightened by fear, and worn thin by the constant demand to keep going. I see those places. I know the hidden fractures. I know the rooms in you that feel cold, tired, and untouched. And I am telling you now, do not rush past this moment. Do not close the door too quickly. Sit with me. Breathe with me. Let the atmosphere of your soul shift. Healing often begins quietly, not like thunder, but like light slowly entering a room that has been dark for too long. It begins when you stop resisting comfort. It begins when you stop negotiating with your pain and finally let me into it. It begins when you stop treating your wounds like private property and start trusting me with them. So open the places you usually protect. Stay long enough to feel what you keep outrunning. Let your chest them clench. Let your thoughts slow down. Let your inner world stop bracing for impact. I am not here to expose you and leave you raw. I am here to meet you and make you whole. I am here to steady what has been shaking, soften what has become hardened, and breathe life into what has been quietly fading. You may not feel everything change at once, and that is all right. Do not measure healing only by intensity. Measure it by the peace that begins to return, by the way your heart loosens, by the way hope starts whispering again where numbness used to sit. Stay with me. Do not rush back into the noise. Do not run back to the habits that keep you distracted. Remain here and let this become sacred ground between us. If you stay, if you stop turning away, if you let me see you and hold you in this moment, then what has been hurting beneath the surface will begin to soften, and what has felt impossible to heal will no longer be healing alone. My child, I need you to listen to me with honesty now, because this is where your heart has been getting exhausted. You have been searching in too many places for something only I can truly give you. You have looked for peace in people who were never built to carry your soul. You have looked for reassurance and approval that changes with the wind. You have looked for comfort in distractions that numb you for a moment and then leave you emptier than before. You have looked for identity and achievement, for relief in business, for safety and control, and for healing in things that only cover symptoms while the deeper ache remains untouched. I am not saying those things had no place in your life. I am saying they were never meant to become your source. And the more you ask temporary things to do eternal work, the more tired your heart becomes. That is why I need you to stop. Stop chasing what cannot hold you. Stop drinking from wells that leave you thirsty. Stop handing your deepest needs to people, habits, or ambitions that were never designed to carry the weight of your spirit. Come back to the source. Come back to me. You have felt the disappointment already. You know what it is like to get what you thought would finally satisfy you, only to realize the ache is still there, still breathing, still waiting for something deeper. That ache is not random. It is a signal. It is your soul telling you that substitutes will never feel like home. I want you to notice the contrast clearly. The world offers quick relief, but I offer real rest. The world offers attention, but I offer belonging. The world offers distraction, but I offer healing. The world offers moments, but I offer peace that can remain when the room gets quiet and the lights go down. So do not keep wandering from one false comfort to another. Turn around now. Bring your thirst to me. Bring your need to me. Bring the restless part of you that keeps scanning for the next thing that might finally make you feel whole. Let me satisfy what the world keeps stirring up but cannot settle. This is not about shame. This is about truth. I am not scolding you for being thirsty. I am calling you to the only place where your thirst can actually be met. So release your grip on the substitutes. Let go of the false anchors. Step away from what keeps promising more and delivering less. Sit with me until your heart remembers what real peace feels like. Come close enough to recognize the difference. I do not want to be one option among many in your life. I want to be your refuge, your resting place, and the living water your soul has been searching for all along. My child, stay here with me and do not pull away now, because this is where your healing becomes deeply personal. I want you to let me look at you without you hiding this time. I do not mean the version of you that knows how to stay composed, how to sound strong, or how to keep your inner world hidden behind routine and responsibility. I mean the real you, the one who hath been carrying pain in silence, the one who knows how to function while quietly feeling frayed, the one who has learned how to survive by covering what hurts instead of opening it. I see how quickly you protect yourself. I see how often you change the subject in your own heart when something painful rises up. I see how you reach for distraction the moment vulnerability starts getting too close. But do not do that now. Stay open. Stay still. Let me look at the places you usually keep covered. Let me see the grief you never fully named, the fear you keep managing, the disappointment you buried under busyness, the loneliness that shows up even when you are surrounded by people. I already know it is there, but I want you to stop pretending it is not. That pretending has exhausted you. It has made your soul heavy. It has turned intimacy into effort. Come out from behind it. Step into the light with me. There is a powerful contrast you need to understand. Hiding feels safer in the moment, but it keeps you trapped in the long run. Openness feels risky at first, but it is the doorway to freedom. So choose freedom now. Do not turn your face away from me. Do not lower your eyes in shame. Do not rush to fix what I am simply asking you to reveal. Let me see you. Let me look at your inner world without you trying to control the image. You have spent too much time fearing what would happen if you were fully known. But with me, being fully known is where restoration begins. I am not looking at you to expose you and leave you vulnerable. I am looking at you to cover you with love, to steady you with truth, and to touch the parts of you that have gone too long without tenderness. So breathe. Acknowledge. Open the room inside you that you usually keep locked. Hand me the key. Sit with me without performing. Let your soul stop rehearsing and start resting. Let me look at you with the kind of love that does not flinch, does not withdraw, and does not get overwhelmed by what it finds. If you let me see you without hiding, you will discover that the place you feared would bring rejection becomes the very place where my love meets you most deeply. You have opened your heart before me, and now I call you to help open the way for others to do the same. There are many hiding, just as you were, waiting for a safe place where my love can find them without fear. When you give, you become a conduit of that safety, a shelter where wounded hearts can encounter truth. Have I not said, those who sow in tears shall reap with songs of joy? What you release now carries the power to reach someone on the edge of giving up. This is not just support. It is sacred participation in healing. Partner with this mission through Super Thanks membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and I will cover your generosity with favor. Do not hold back. Move now in faith. My child, I know how easy it has been for you to look at your life and assume you are standing at the end of something you cannot recover. You have looked at the time that has passed, the choices that were made, the distance that grew, the things that fell apart, and you have quietly wondered if too much has been lost. You have felt the ache of missed moments, the sting of delays, and the weight of wondering whether you ruined what could have been. But I need you to hear me now, and let this truth break through the heaviness. You are not standing at the end. You are standing at a return. This is not the edge of your story where everything closes down and hope fades out. This is the place where something reopens. This is the place where what fell shut begins to breathe again. This is the place where your heart stops calling it over and starts recognizing that I am still writing. Do not call final what I have only allowed to pause. Do not label dead what I am still capable of reviving. Do not mistake exhaustion for conclusion. You are tired, yes. You are bruised, yes. You may even feel late, and I know that feeling can sit on your chest like a heavy stone. But late is not lost with me. Delayed is not destroyed with me. Wounded is not worthless with me. So stop speaking over yourself like there is no way back. Stop rehearsing endings in a season where I am inviting you into restoration. Come closer and look again. The door is not locked. The path is not gone. The call on your life has not expired because you struggled, wandered, or slowed down. I am still here. I am still calling. I am still making room for your return. Let that shift something in you. Let hope rise where resignation has been sitting too comfortably. Let your inner world stop bracing for permanent loss and start opening to the possibility that I can still redeem what feels unfinished. This is your turning point, not because everything is instantly fixed, but because your heart is finally being invited to stop walking as if it is too late. It is not too late. Come back now. Return to trust. Return to honesty. Return to the place where my presence can meet you without resistance. Let this moment become more than emotion. Let it become movement. Take the next step toward me, even if it feels small. Stay near. Stay open. Stay willing. You are not standing in ruins unless you choose to remain there. Walk with me now, and you will discover that what looked like an ending was only the place where I was preparing your return. My child, I want you to stay very close to me here, because this part touches something deep inside you that has been buried under years of pressure, disappointment, and pain. I still know who you are beneath everything life has done to you. I know the version of you that existed before fear taught you to be guarded. I know the tenderness you started hiding when people mishandled your heart. I know the courage that got buried under repeated disappointments. I know the softness you covered with strength because it felt safer to appear steady than to admit how deeply you had been affected. Life has left marks on you, and I do not deny that. There were losses that changed the way you think. There were betrayals that changed the way you trust. There were seasons of waiting that changed the way you hope. There were silent struggles that slowly taught you how to survive by becoming less open, less expressive, less available to your own emotions. But hear me carefully now, What happened to you is not the same as who you are. Do not confuse your scars with your identity. Do not let your coping mechanisms become the only mirror you use. Do not keep introducing yourself to your own soul through pain. Come here and let me remind you. I remember the beauty I placed in you before life got loud. I remember the calling I whispered into you before fear tried to smother it. I remember the peace you were capable of, the depth of love you carried, the gentleness you were never meant to lose, the strength that was always meant to be anchored in me, not in endless self-protection. So stop defining yourself only by what hurt you. Stop speaking over your life as if damage gets the final word. Let me show you the contrast clearly. Pain may have shaped parts of your behavior, but it did not author your identity. Disappointment may have altered your posture, but it did not erase your design. You are still mine. You are still known. You are still carrying seeds of purpose, beauty, and holy strength that this world could not kill. Let me call that part of you forward again. Let me speak to the person under the armor. Let me reach the heart beneath the habits. Let me touch the soul beneath the survival patterns. Sit with me and allow yourself to be remembered correctly. You do not need to become someone brand new for me to love you. You need to let me uncover the person you have been underneath the weight of everything you endured. Stay here. Listen closely. I am not introducing you to a stranger. I am reintroducing you to yourself as I have always known you. My child, I need you to hear the urgency in my heart without mistaking it for pressure, because this moment matters more than you realize. Come back to me now, not later. Do not tell yourself you will return when life calms down, when your emotions make more sense, when your habits are better, or when you feel more spiritually ready. That later has delayed too many healings in you already. That later has kept you standing at the edge of restoration while your soul quietly keeps aching. I am not calling you because I want to control you. I am calling you because I know how much you need what I am offering in this moment, and I know how quickly the noise of the world will try to pull you away again if you treat this lightly. So do not postpone what your heart is already recognizing. Do not nod at this truth and then walk back into the same distance as if another day will automatically be easier. Choose now. Turn now. Open now. This is not about dramatic emotion. It is about honest response. You already know the ache is real. You already know the distance has cost you peace. You already know the substitutes have not satisfied you. So why keep waiting? Why keep negotiating with the very thing that is draining you? Come back while your heart is open. Come back while you can still feel the pull. Come back before distraction talks you out of what truth is trying to begin. I am not asking you for some grand gesture. I am asking you for movement. I am asking you to stop delaying the return that could begin restoring you. Sit with me tonight. Speak to me now. Put down the device, close the noise, and let your next few moments belong to us. Say something real. Offer me your honest heart, not your polished image. Let this become more than a meaningful message. Let it become a moment of decision. There is a powerful difference between knowing you need me and actually turning toward me. Do not stay in the knowledge without taking the step. Take it. Come close. Let this be the day you stop saying someday to the healing you are desperate for. Let this be the hour you stop drifting and start returning. I am here now. My arms are open now. My peace is available now. My mercy is not expired. My welcome has not changed. But your heart needs this now, not in some imagined future where everything feels easier. So come, my child. Stop waiting for a better time. This is the time. Return to me while the door is open, while your spirit is listening, and while love is calling you home. My child, stay with me all the way through this final moment, because I do not want you to miss what I am placing in front of you now. If you let me see you fully, I will begin to restore what you thought was lost. I am not asking you for polished strength. I am not asking you to return with every answer in place. I am asking you to stop hiding, stop turning away, and let me meet the real condition of your heart. That is where restoration begins. It does not begin when you finally look strong again. It begins when you finally stop pretending that you are. It begins when you let me into the rooms you have kept locked, the places where disappointment hardened you, where betrayal made you guarded, where shame taught you to shrink, where delay made you question whether anything beautiful could still happen for you. Open those places now. Hand me what you thought had no future. Bring me the trust you buried. Bring me the peace you lost. Bring me the joy that slowly slipped away while you were busy surviving. Bring me the confidence that got crushed under repeated hurt. Bring me the tenderness you hid because it felt too dangerous to keep showing it to the world. Let me touch all of it. Do not decide too quickly what is beyond repair. You have looked at your life through the lens of what broke, but I see it through the lens of what can still be rebuilt. Here is a difference, and I need you to feel it. What feels ruined to you is not ruined to me. What feels delayed to you is not dead to me. What feels empty to you is not beyond filling. I restore slowly where needed, deeply where necessary, and faithfully where others gave up. So do not rush this. Stay open. Let this be more than comfort. Let it become consent. Say yes to being fully seen. Say yes to letting me love you in the places you assumed had become unreachable. Say yes to the process, not just the promise. Because once you stop hiding, something changes. Once you let my eyes rest on the whole of you, healing no longer has to work around your defenses. Peace no longer has to knock on a locked door. Restoration can enter freely. And hear me, my child. I am not only speaking about your feelings. I am speaking about your inner life, your trust, your identity, your capacity to hope again, your ability to love without fear, your strength to walk forward without dragging yesterday behind you like chains. So come close now. Do not turn away. Let me see you fully, and I will begin restoring what pain tried to steal. What you thought was gone forever is not beyond my hands. Stay with me, and watch what my love can rebuild. You have heard my promise of restoration, and now I invite you to help restore what is broken in others. There are lives waiting to be rebuilt, hearts waiting to be renewed, and I am using this message as a tool in my hands. When you give, you are planting into a harvest of healing, releasing streams of living water into dry and weary places. Did I not declare I will restore the years the locusts have eaten? Let your offering become part of that restoration story for someone else. This is your moment to say yes, not just in feeling, but in action that carries eternal weight. Support this mission through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and I will multiply what you entrust to me. Step forward now, and watch how my love rebuilds through you. Before you go, do not slip past this moment and act like these words were meant for someone else. If this message found you at the exact second your heart needed it, then I want you to seal this encounter in faith and write in the comments, Lord, I will not turn away. See me fully and restore me. Make that your declaration, not just to the screen, but to your soul, because something shifts when you stop hiding and surrender your whole heart to me. And if you feel my hand reaching into the places you thought were lost, type I'm coming back now, and let heaven mark this as your turning point. Do not leave quietly. Leave with a confession, a commitment, and a courage that says your return has already begun. And if you truly mean those words, then do not rush away from this moment. Returning to me begins with slowing down long enough to recognize that I have been calling your name all along. For so long, you have carried burdens in silence, hidden struggles behind a brave face, and pushed through days that left your soul weary and worn. Yet even in the moments when you felt unseen, I never lost sight of you. Even when you wandered, my eyes remained fixed on you, waiting for the moment your heart would become still enough to hear me again. That moment is here now. Let the noise fall away, let your defenses come down, and allow my presence to meet you exactly where you are. My beloved child, pause right now. Stop running. Take a deep breath and feel my presence entering the room where you sit. I am speaking directly to you. Close your eyes for just a moment. Can you hear it? The gentle echo of my voice is calling to you in the cool of your evening. When the loud noise of your busy day finally fades, when the screens go dark, and when you are left alone with your heavy thoughts, I am right there beside you. I see the deep exhaustion in your bones. I feel the heavy pressure you carry from your job, the unspoken tensions pulling at your family, and that quiet, painful feeling that you are constantly overlooked by the world. I know the fear of the future that ties a tight knot in your stomach. Listen to me. That knot is not from me. Let us untangle it together right now. I want you to remember something beautiful. I remember our first, pure walk together. Before the world told you that you had to fight for every inch of ground, you and I walked in total peace. You trusted me completely. You knew my voice. But then, life became hard. The daily demands grew heavier. The mistakes piled up. I watched the exact moment you first felt the genuine need to hide from me. You thought your failures were too ugly for my holy eyes. You wrapped yourself in the thick vines of shame and the heavy leaves of guilt. You started running away, thinking you had to fix your own life and clean yourself up before you could speak to me again. But I never asked you to be perfect before you come to me. I am your loving Father, not a harsh judge. Come exactly as you are. Hear my gentle question echoing through the quiet corridors of your heart. Where are you? I do not ask this because I have lost you. I am your God. I see exactly where you are sitting at this very second. I ask, where are you? Because I want you to realize how far you have drifted into the shadows. I want you to recognize the dark places where you have buried your true self. You hide behind your endless work. You hide behind your forced smiles. You hide behind your busy schedule. But your busyness is just another way of running away from my healing touch. Step out from behind the trees of your life. Step into my warm light. Do not let the enemy convince you that I am angry. I am not holding a stone to throw at you. I am holding open arms to welcome you home. I invite you right now to leave your hiding place. Drop the heavy mask of strength that you wear for everyone else. You do not need it here with me. I see the real you, and the real you is wonderfully made. My heart carries a deep, burning longing to clearly see the face I fashioned with my own hands. I sculpted your features. I breathed life into your lungs. You are my greatest masterpiece, and a creator never abandons his work. Look up at me. Beat my gaze. Do not turn away, because I want to see you. I will heal the broken parts of your story. I will carry the heavy burdens that are crushing your shoulders. Give me your anxiety about tomorrow. Give me the quiet tears you cry when no one else is looking. You are safe now. You are fully known, and you are deeply loved. Stay here with me, and let my peace wash over your tired soul. You are carrying a tremendous weight on your shoulders that I never asked you to carry. I see how your body tenses up when you are alone with your thoughts. You feel a heavy pressure in your chest when you remember the mistakes of your past. I watch how the secret, silent shame forces your eyes downward to the floor. You avoid looking in the mirror because you do not like the person looking back at you. Your guilt has created a massive, invisible wall between us, brick by heavy brick. I never intended for you to live behind a wall. You laid the first brick when you felt you had failed yourself. You laid the next brick when you disappointed someone you love. You keep building this wall because you think it will hide your flaws from the world and from me. But I see right through it. I see the tired, frightened child sitting behind that cold wall. I want you to know that hiding only makes your soul feel colder. Listen to my voice right now. Stop building that wall. Drop the bricks of guilt you are clutching in your tired hands. You hold on to your past failures as if you have to pay for them every single day. You wake up and put on a heavy veil of shame before you even step out of bed. You think you must punish yourself because you believe I am angry with you. You have a deep misconception that I am standing over you with a stick, just waiting for you to make another wrong move so I can strike you down. I am not waiting to strike you. I am waiting to save you. My hands are not clenched into angry fists. My hands are wide open, reaching out to lift that heavy veil off your face. I want to look you in the eyes and tell you that you are forgiven. You are dragging a mountain of regret around with you everywhere you go. It is exhausting you. It is draining your energy at your job. It is making you snap at your family because you are so tired inside. I command you to put that heavy burden down. Let it fall to the floor right now. You are living in a self-imposed prison of spiritual exile. You locked the door from the inside and convinced yourself that you deserve to stay in the dark. I am telling you today that the door is completely unlocked. Turn the handle. Put the door open. Step out of the cold, dark room of your own guilt. You do not have to carry your past into your future. I have already handled your mistakes. I have already covered your flaws with my perfect love. When you keep looking away from me, you sink deeper into a lonely, freezing isolation. I am the fire that will warm your freezing heart. Come close to the warmth. Feel the tension leaving your neck and your shoulders. You do not have to be your own harsh judge anymore. I am your loving Father. Your record is entirely clean in my eyes. I see your pure potential, not your broken past. Breathe in my endless grace right this very second. Release the tight grip you have on your own shortcomings. You are treating yourself far worse than I would ever treat you. You say terrible things to yourself, in your mind. You call yourself a failure, a disappointment, a mess. Stop speaking those harsh lies over my beautiful creation. I created you, and I do not make mistakes. Your value does not decrease because you stumbled along the way. I see the exact moments you fell, and I love you just as fiercely today as I did before you ever made a single mistake. I invite you to break this exhausting cycle of shame today. Refuse to let guilt dictate your mood for another minute. Stand up tall. Lift your chin. Meet my loving gaze. You will instantly see that there is absolutely no anger in my eyes. There is only a deep, overwhelming sea of compassion waiting to wash you completely clean. You have believed a terrible lie that says you are too far gone for my reach. You look at the mess of your current circumstances and you try to measure the distance between us. You think you have wandered into a thick, dark wilderness where my voice cannot possibly find you. You feel like a tiny boat lost in the middle of a massive, raging ocean. The world constantly whispers in your ear that I have forgotten your name. Your own mind tells you that you have crossed a line and I have finally given up on you. You see other people smiling and seemingly at peace, and you think they are close to me while you are a million miles away. I am telling you right now that this distance is a total illusion. It is a trick of the enemy to keep you isolated. I am not a million miles away. I am closer to you than the very breath in your lungs. I am sitting right beside you in this exact moment. Look at the mirage of independence you have been chasing. You thought that if you just worked harder, earned more money, or gained more status, you would finally feel secure. You packed your bags and ran toward the far country of worldly success, thinking it would fill the empty hole in your chest. You chased after relationships, promotions, and distractions to numb the quiet ache in your soul. But you have found that the far country is incredibly empty. The money did not fix your anxiety. The busy schedule did not cure your loneliness. The mindless scrolling on your phone late at night only leaves you feeling more disconnected and hollow. You are completely exhausted from trying to run your life entirely on your own strength. You are like a car trying to drive forward with an empty gas tank. You are running on fumes. I invite you to stop running today. Beloved, turn off the engine of your striving. Understand that your silence does not ever mean I am silent. You may have stopped praying a long time ago. You may have stopped talking to me because you feel ashamed or simply too tired to form the words. You think that because you are quiet, I have walked away. But I have never stopped speaking your name. I whisper your name in the quiet moments before you fall asleep. I call out to you through the gentle morning breeze. I reach for you when you feel that sudden, unexplained urge to cry. Those moments are my gentle knocks at the door of your heart. You are deeply afraid that my love has a strict limit. You fear you have finally used up the last drop of my patience. Let me assure you with absolute authority, my love for you has no bottom, no boundaries, and no expiration date. You could run to the absolute ends of the earth, and my love would arrive there before you even took your first step. Turn around right now. Confront the foolish fear that you are unlovable. You cannot outrun my grace. You cannot sin so much that my mercy cannot cover it. You cannot fall so deep into a pit that my arm is not long enough to pull you out. I see the heavy chains of addiction, the secret habits, and the hidden struggles you think disqualify you from my presence. They do not disqualify you. They make you the perfect candidate for my amazing grace. I want you to simply look back toward your true home. You do not have to walk 1,000 miles to get back to me. You only have to turn your heart 1 single degree in my direction, and you will find me standing right there. I have been walking closely behind you this entire time, waiting for you to simply stop and turn around. Do it today. Stop the endless wandering. Accept that you are found. You think your brokenness is a massive barrier keeping you away from me, but I see it as the beautiful entrance to your healing. You spend so much energy trying to glue your shattered pieces back together before you show them to anyone. You put on a fake smile for your coworkers. You tell your friends that you are doing perfectly fine. You wear a heavy, suffocating mask of perfection because you think the world, and I, demand you to be flawless. I do not want your fake perfection. I want your raw, unfiltered honesty. I cherish the real, messy, broken version of you. There is incredible, world-shaking power found in a single, honest glance toward heaven. When you finally stop pretending and just let a single tear fall down your cheek, all of heaven stops to pay attention. Your honest tears are more precious to me than the most expensive diamonds in the world. Give me your genuine pain today. I want you to recognize the sweet fragrance of a spirit that finally admits its own need. It takes a massive amount of courage to say, I cannot do this alone. The world tells you that asking for help is a sign of weakness. I declare to you that asking for my help is the ultimate sign of true strength. When you drop to your knees in the privacy of your bedroom and whisper, Lord, help me, the tiny whisper sounds like a roaring trumpet in my ears. I cherish that raw honesty. I do not need you to use big, fancy religious words when you talk to me. I just want you to talk to me like a child talking to a loving parent. Tell me exactly where it hurts. Tell me about the pressure at your job that makes you want to quit. Tell me about the argument with your spouse that left you feeling completely empty. Tell me about the deep fear you have of failing your children. Take off that heavy mask of perfection right now. Let it shatter on the floor. You do not have to hold it all together anymore. You are allowed to fall apart in my safe arms. I am the master craftsman, and I specialize in repairing broken things. When you hand me your shattered pieces, I do not throw them away. I carefully bind them back together with the gold of my pure grace. Your vulnerability is the exact place where it meets my infinite strength. When you finally admit you are weak, my supernatural power can freely flow through your life. You have been fighting a completely exhausting battle to prove your worth to everyone around you. You are desperately trying to earn love, respect, and approval. Stop fighting that useless battle. You already have my complete, unwavering approval. You do not have to earn a single drop of my love. I invite you to rest in your beautiful brokenness today. Do not try to clean yourself up before you come to me. That is like trying to wash yourself before you get into the shower. Come to me with your dirt, your mud, your failures, and your raw wounds. I am the living water that will wash you entirely clean. Feel the profound relief of just being completely honest. You do not have to hide your doubts from me. I am big enough to handle your toughest questions and your darkest fears. Bring them all into the light of our conversation. Let out the deep breath you have been holding in for years. You are entirely safe here. Your broken, contrite heart is the most beautiful offering you could ever give me. I receive it with overflowing joy. I will replace your heavy spirit with a garment of glorious praise. I want you to experience the intense, healing warmth of my absolute light. You have been sitting in a cold, dark room of your own making for far too long. You pull the curtains tight to keep the light out because you are afraid the light will expose your flaws. But my light does not expose you to mock you. My light exposes you to heal you. When you finally step out of the shadows and let my light hit your face, it feels like the warm morning sun after a freezing, bitter winter night. I want you to know exactly what it feels like to be fully known, and yet entirely, unconditionally loved. The world only loves the polished, successful version of you. The world walks away when you stumble. But I know every single ugly thought you have ever had. I know the secret mistakes no one else saw. And knowing all of that, I choose to love you intensely, furiously, and forever. Meet my eyes in prayer right now. Do not look down. Do not look away. Look directly into the eyes of your Creator. There is massive restorative power when you finally lock eyes with me. In that sacred moment, your entire identity shifts. You stop acting like a hungry, homeless orphan begging for scraps of affection from the world. You instantly transform into a royal heir, sitting at the table of the king. You have been living like a beggar when you have a royal inheritance waiting for you. The world treats you like an employee, a number, or a tool to be used. I treat you like a beloved son or daughter. I place a royal ring on your finger and a heavy cloak of honor on your shoulders. You belong to my eternal family. Your name is permanently carved into the palms of my hands. Nothing can erase it. See yourself exactly the way I see you today. You look in the mirror and you see wrinkles, scars, failures, and a body that is getting older and more tired. I look at you and I see a breathtaking masterpiece in progress. I see the magnificent potential I placed inside your soul before the foundations of the earth were even laid. You are not a finished product yet, and that is perfectly fine. I am still painting your canvas. I am still chiseling away the rough edges. Trust the hands of the artist. Stop criticizing the work I am doing in your life. You judge your worth by your bank account, your job title, or your relationship status. I judge your worth by the heavy price I paid for you. You are invaluable to me. You are worth more than all the gold buried in the earth. Stop fleeing from my holy presence today. The moment you stop running, a profound, unshakable peace will enter your racing heart. You run because you are afraid of being judged. But my gaze is not a gaze of harsh judgment. It is a gaze of deep, overwhelming adoration. I am completely captivated by your beauty. I love the sound of your voice. I love the unique way you laugh. I love the specific dreams you hold quietly in your heart. Let the radiant warmth of my love melt away the ice of your deep insecurities. You do not have to perform for me. You just have to sit still and let me love you. Breathe in the reality of my complete acceptance. You are fully seen. You are fully accepted. You are my precious masterpiece, and I will never stop looking at you with eyes of endless grace. You are fully seen and completely loved in my radiant light, and now I urgently invite you to share this blinding light with a world hiding in the terrifying shadows. I said in my word, let your light shine before men, and today I am asking you to be the physical vessel that carries my holy fire to the brokenhearted. Partner directly with me right now to pull other lost, terrified children out of the dark and into my healing gaze. There is a desperate soul weeping in total isolation today, waiting for the exact message of hope you just heard, and your immediate obedience will forcefully rescue them from the pit. As you faithfully sow into this mission, I will exponentially multiply your seed, shielding your home with my fiery protection and pouring out uncontainable favor upon your finances. Do not turn away from this divine appointment. Use the super thanks, join as a member, or click the PayPal link in the description to send your support right now. My beloved, do not stop here. We have only just begun to heal the deepest, most broken parts of your soul. It grieves my heart when you walk away just as I am pouring out my most precious truth over your life. Stay with me. Listen closely. Turning away now means walking right back into the very darkness I am actively pulling you out of. I need you to hear what comes next, because your absolute freedom depends on it. Do not break this connection. You do not have to figure out a way to build your own bridge back to me. You stare at the massive, terrifying gap between where you are and where you want to be, and you feel entirely paralyzed. You know you have made mistakes. You know you have fallen short. You feel the heavy weight of that gap, and you think you have to somehow earn your way back into my good graces. You try to be a good person. You try to do more good deeds to outweigh the bad ones. You are trying to build a bridge with tiny toothpicks over a bottomless canyon. It will never work, and it will only leave you exhausted and defeated. I am telling you today that you do not need to build anything. I have already paid the ultimate, staggering price so that the thick veil separating us could be torn completely in half. I built the bridge for you. Look at the staggering sacrifice of my son. He paved the exact road for your homecoming with his own life. You owed a massive, crushing debt that you could never, ever repay. You were bankrupt in your spirit. But I stepped in and paid the entire bill for you. The blood that was shed on that cross washes away every single reason you have for hiding in the dark. You think your mistakes are like dark, permanent ink stains on your soul that can never be scrubbed out. I declare to you that my grace is a powerful river that washes you completely white as snow. You are looking at your old, dirty clothes, while I am offering you a brand new, spotless white robe. Take the robe. Put it on. In that beautiful moment on the cross, perfect justice and perfect mercy met in a massive collision, Also, you could stand boldly before me without a single ounce of fear. Walk across the bridge I built for you right now. The way back to my heart is always open. You never have to knock and wonder if I will answer. The door has been permanently removed from its hinges. You can walk into my throne room at any time of the day or night. You can come to me when you are in your car driving to work. You can come to me when you are standing in the shower crying. You can come to me in the middle of a chaotic family dinner. I am always accessible. Do not let the enemy convince you that the bridge is closed for repairs or that you missed your final chance. Your chance is right now. Every single morning you wake up with air in your lungs is a brand new invitation to cross that bridge and sit in my lap. Claim your permanent victory today. You did not win the battle, but you get to hold the trophy. I fought the forces of darkness. I defeated the heavy chains of death. And I handed the total victory directly to you. Refuse to live like a defeated prisoner of war when you have already been declared completely free. Approach my mighty throne boldly today. Do not crawl to me like a beaten dog. Walk up to me like a confident child who knows they are deeply loved by their Father. Bring me your biggest requests. Ask me to fix your broken marriage. Ask me to heal your struggling body. Ask me to provide for your financial needs. I am a rich king, and I love giving good gifts to my children. Step onto the solid ground of my grace. Leave your guilt on the other side of the canyon forever. You are home now, and you are entirely safe. You are trying so hard to clean yourself up before you come to me, and it is completely exhausting you. I watch you every single day as you try to fix your own life. You think you need to have all the right answers before you can sit in my presence. You try to hide your messy finances, your failing relationship, and your deep anger behind a polite, fake smile. You walk into your workplace or your community pretending that you have everything perfectly under control. I see the immense danger of this spiritual pride. You believe that if you just work a little harder, read a little more, or act a little better, you will finally earn my approval. I am telling you today that this is a dangerous trap. You are building your entire life on sinking sand. Your own efforts to save yourself will always leave you feeling empty and incredibly tired. Drop the heavy bucket of your own good works right now. Stop scrubbing your own soul, trying to wash away the stains of your past mistakes. You can never scrub hard enough to remove the deep guilt you feel. I never asked you to be your own savior. I already sent a savior for you. Admitting that your own efforts are failing requires deep humility, but it is the only way to find true peace. You must let go of the foolish idea that you can earn the look of love I give you so freely. I do not love you because you pay your bills on time. I do not love you because you say all the right words. I love you simply because you are mine. My grace is a completely free gift, but your pride is stopping you from opening your hands to receive it. I invite you to surrender the desperate need to justify your own mistakes. When you make a bad choice, you spend hours in your mind making up excuses. You try to convince yourself and others that you are still a good person. Stop defending yourself. You do not need an excuse when you have a perfect substitute. Bring your failures directly to me without a single excuse. Tell me that you messed up. Tell me that you lost your temper with your child. Tell me that you lied to protect your own image. Tell me that you spent money you did not have just to impress people who do not even care about you. When you bring me the raw, unpolished truth, I meet you with overflowing mercy. I do not want your impressive resume. I want your surrendered heart. Step down from the heavy throne of your own life today. It is far too exhausting to be in charge of your own universe. You were never designed to carry the crushing pressure of being perfect. I am calling you back to the simple, beautiful freedom of being a child. A little child does not worry about how to pay the mortgage or how to fix a broken car. A child simply trusts their father to handle the big problems. I am your father, and I want to handle your big problems. Let me be your God again. Take a deep breath and let all that rigid perfectionism drain out of your tight muscles. You are completely safe to be weak in my presence. You are totally free to admit that you do not know what you are doing. I know exactly what I am doing, and I am holding your hand every step of the way. You live in a world that is constantly screaming for your attention, and it is drowning out the gentle sound of my voice. From the moment you wake up, your mind is bombarded with loud noise. You grab your phone before you even get out of bed. You check the endless news cycle that only feeds your deep anxiety. You listen to the loud opinions of strangers on the internet who tell you how you should look, how you should parent, and how you should spend your money. I see how this constant noise creates a terrible chaos in your mind. Your inner critic screams at you all day long, telling you that you are falling behind and that you are not doing enough. I am asking you to turn off the noise today. I am calling you away from the loud, crowded rooms of this world. I do not shout over the chaos. I whisper. Learn to listen for me in the quiet moments of your despair. When the house is finally dark, and everyone else is asleep, and you are staring at the ceiling with tears in your eyes, I am there. I am whispering your name in the heavy silence. Do you hear me? I am saying, my beloved child, I am right here. You often confuse my voice with the voice of your enemy. The enemy screams loud condemnation. The enemy tells you that you are a total failure, that you are worthless, and that your future is completely ruined. My voice is never full of harsh condemnation. When I correct you, my voice is gentle, firm, and full of deep hope. I point out your mistakes only to lead you gently back to the safe path. I do not crush your bruised spirit. I heal it. Carve out a sacred space for our reunion today. I command you to intentionally turn off the screens, close the door, and sit in total silence for just 5 minutes. It will feel uncomfortable at first. Your brain will race, and you will feel a sudden urge to check your messages or start washing the dishes. Resist that urge. Sit still. Treat this quiet time like the most important appointment of your entire day. You make time for your boss, you make time for your friends, and you make time for your television shows. Make time for the God who holds your very breath in his hands. In that quiet space, I will begin to settle the heavy dust of your racing thoughts. I will calm the rapid beating of your anxious heart. I will speak deep, stabilizing truth directly into your tired soul. Open the pages of my word and find me waiting for you there. You think I have stopped speaking to you, but my book is sitting right on your shelf, filled with thousands of my personal promises to you. I have never stopped speaking to you. Every single time you read about my faithfulness to the broken people of the past, I am whispering, I will do the same exact thing for you. Let the beautiful comfort of my eternal promises wash over your worried mind. When you feel completely lost, my word is a bright, clear flashlight in your dark room. It will show you exactly where to step next. You do not need to figure out the next 10 years of your life. You only need to listen for my still, small voice to show you the very next step. Take that step with me today. You are carrying deep, ugly wounds that you have kept carefully hidden in the dark for a very long time. I know all about the scars of your history. I know about the painful betrayal that left you feeling completely foolish and used. I know about the harsh words spoken to you by someone who was supposed to protect you. I see the deep, lingering sting of the rejection you experienced years ago. You try to pretend that these wounds do not hurt anymore. You put a tough bandage over them and refuse to let anyone touch them. But underneath that bandage, the wound is still infected with deep bitterness and silent anger. It flares up every time someone disappoints you. It makes you push good people away because you are absolutely terrified of being hurt again. Bring every single one of those painful scars out into my warm light right now. Do not hide your pain from me. I am the great physician, and I have the precise cure for your broken, bleeding heart. I invite you to let me gently touch the places where life severely broke you. My touch does not bring more pain. My touch brings total, miraculous restoration. You must willingly release the heavy bitterness that keeps your heart turned away from me and turned away from others. You think your anger is a protective shield, keeping you safe from further harm. I am telling you that your anger is a heavy chain, keeping you locked in the dark prison of your past. I command you to forgive the people who broke you. You are not forgiving them because they deserve it. You are forgiving them so that you can finally be free. Trust me with the dark secrets you have kept locked away in the deepest basement of your mind. I already know them. You are holding on to the memory of the abortion, the affair, the addiction, or the terrible lie you told. You think that if I really look closely at those things, I will turn my back on you in total disgust. Look closely at my face. There is no disgust in my eyes. There is only an overwhelming tide of pure, cleansing mercy. Hand me your deepest regrets today. When you give me your ugliest ashes, I perform a spectacular miracle. I take the destroyed, burned up ruins of your poor choices and I build a magnificent monument of grace. I use your deepest failures to display my greatest glory. Watch closely as I rewrite your entire story with the beautiful pen of my grace. You think your life is a tragic novel that ends in failure and disappointment. You think the best chapters are permanently behind you. I declare to you that I am writing a brand new chapter right now. The pain you suffered will not be the end of your story. The divorce will not define you. The bankruptcy will not define you. The addiction will not define you. I define you. I am actively turning your darkest midnight into a glorious, radiant morning. Give me all the broken pieces of your history. Let me mend them together with the strong gold of my love. When I am finished, your scars will not be marks of ugly shame. They will be beautiful badges of victory, proving to the whole world that I am a God who heals completely. You are surrounded by shiny distractions that are actively pulling your focus away from my face every single minute. I see how easily you fall into the trap of modern idols. You do not bow down to statues of wood or stone, but you bow down to the glowing screen of your phone. You check your social media accounts obsessively, desperately searching for a tiny hit of validation from people you barely know. You bow down to the idol of your bank account, checking the numbers over and over, hoping they will finally give you a sense of lasting security. You worship at the altar of your career, working 60-hour weeks, sacrificing your health, your peace, and your family just to get a promotion that will never satisfy your soul. I see the heavy exhaustion of chasing these empty, hollow things. Realize today that your constant business is actually a form of running away from me. You pack your schedule so tight that you never have a single moment to sit in quiet reflection. You are absolutely terrified of the silence because in the silence, you have to face the empty ache in your own heart. So, you turn on the television. You listen to podcasts constantly. You fill every room with noise. I am asking you to recognize these false comforts for what they truly are. They are cheap, artificial junk food for your starving spirit. They give you a temporary sugar rush of pleasure, but they leave you profoundly sick, empty, and weak. You are trading the eternal, majestic presence of Almighty God for the cheap thrill of a digital like or a bigger paycheck. Return to your first love today. I command you to put down your heavy tools, turn off your glowing screens, and simply sit at my feet. You have forgotten the simple, overwhelming joy of just being in my presence without asking for anything. I outweigh all the earthly gains you are violently striving for. If you gain the entire world, all the money, all the fame, all the perfect vacations, but you lose the intimate connection with my spirit, you have lost absolutely everything. I want you to remember what it felt like when you first realized I loved you. Remember the purity of that devotion. Remember the hot tears of gratitude. I'm calling you back to that exact place. I invite you to radically prune the things in your life that are hindering our connection. You need to create strict, intentional boundaries to protect our intimacy. If a certain map is stealing your joy and your time, delete it right now. If a certain relationship is pulling you into darkness, step away from it. Do not let the digital noise and the desperate pursuit of worldly status rob you of the eternal peace I offer. You are chasing after wind, and it is leaving you breathless and entirely unfulfilled. Stop the frantic chasing today. Look away from the glowing screens and look up into my face. I am the only source of true, lasting satisfaction. When you drink the water I give you, you will never, ever be deeply thirsty again. Come to the quiet waters and let your soul find real rest. Just as I have called you to radically turn away from the empty idols of this world and sit at my feet, I am now calling you to actively invest in eternal treasures that will never, ever fade. My word declares, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And I am asking you to plant your financial seeds in the deep, fertile soil of my kingdom today. I am extending my own hand to you, personally inviting you to forcefully break the heavy chains of worldly distraction by directly funding the rapid spread of my gospel. Millions of my children are starving for the bread of life, choking on digital noise, and your urgent gift will literally serve them the living water they are desperately dying for. When you release what is in your tight hand, I will violently open the massive floodgates of heaven over your life, commanding an unstoppable harvest of peace, provision, and divine direction. Step out in bold faith right this second. Offer your super thanks, become a member, or click the PayPal link below to securely plant your seed. Child, are you still listening? Do not let the enemy distract you right now. It deeply wounds my spirit when the loud noise of the world pulls you away from our intimate conversation. I have so much more to give you, so much more power to breathe directly into your weary bones. If you close your ears to me now, you will miss the exact miracle I have prepared for your tomorrow. Keep listening. Honor my pouring heart by letting me finish what I have started in you today. You are waiting to feel a massive wave of emotion before you decide to trust me. But I am calling you to choose faith over your fleeting feelings. I know you are walking through a dry, barren season right now. You wake up in the morning and you feel absolutely nothing. You pray, and it feels like your words are hitting a solid, brass ceiling and bouncing right back down to the floor. You go to your place of worship, you listen to the music, you see other people weeping and smiling, and you feel completely numb inside. You wonder if I have left you. You wonder if your faith is suddenly broken. I am telling you today that your faith is not broken. It is simply growing deep, strong roots in the dark. I am right here with you, even when your emotions are entirely silent. Understand deeply that my presence in your life is a solid, unshakable fact, not a fragile, shifting emotion. Your feelings are like the weather. One day they are sunny and bright, and the next day they are dark and stormy. You cannot build your life on the unpredictable weather of your own emotions. You must build your life on the solid, unchanging rock of my eternal word. When you do not feel my love, I command you to open my book and read the absolute fact that I love you. When you feel completely alone, declare out loud the fact that I promise to never leave you nor forsake you. This is what it means to walk by raw faith and not by the physical sight of your current circumstances. I see the deep strength you are building in this dark night of the soul. It is easy to sing my praises when everything in your life is going perfectly. It is easy to trust me when your bank account is full, your body is healthy, and your family is happy. But the truest, purest form of worship happens when you are standing in the absolute dark, with tears streaming down your tired face, and you choose to lift your empty hands and say, "I trust you anyway." That kind of raw, bleeding faith shakes the very foundations of heaven. When you choose to turn toward me even when your heart feels like a cold stone, you are destroying the lies of the enemy. You are proving that your love for me is real, not just a reaction to good blessings. I promise a magnificent reward for the one who perseveres in seeking me through the long, dry seasons. Do not give up today. Keep showing up. Keep reading the Word, even when it feels like a dry history book. Keep praying, even if your prayer is just a groan of pain. Keep putting one heavy foot in front of the other. The winter season will not last forever. I am preparing a spectacular, vibrant spring for your soul. The roots you are pushing down deep into the dark soil right now will soon support a massive, beautiful tree that will bear incredible fruit. You don't trust the numbers. Trust my promise. I am working a profound, eternal weight of glory in you through this very struggle. Hold on tightly to my unseen hand, and I will lead you safely out of the dark. I want you to picture the road leading back to your childhood home. You are walking down that dusty road right now, dragging your feet, rehearsing your apology over and over in your mind. You think I am sitting on a high, distant throne with a dark scowl on my face, just waiting to interrogate you about your failures. You think I will make you beg for a tiny place in the corner of my house. But I want you to look up right now. Look down the road. I am not sitting on a distant throne. I am standing at the very edge of the gate, and I have been watching the horizon for your return every single day. The exact moment I see your tired, broken silhouette in the distance, I do not wait for you to reach me. I run to you. I run with total abandon, leaving all my dignity behind, just to throw my strong arms around your neck. You try to recite your practice speech about how much you have messed up, how you wasted your precious time, how you ruined your finances and your relationships. I do not even let you finish your sentence. I am absolutely ready to celebrate your return before you even speak the words of apology. You think you are coming back as a hired servant, meant to sleep in the cold, dirty barn of your own deep regret. I declare to you today that you are returning as a fully restored, royal heir. I immediately call for the best robe of righteousness, and I place it firmly on your tired, shaking shoulders. This heavy, beautiful robe entirely covers all the dirt and the bad smell of the dark places you have been. I put a ring of supreme authority back on your finger, instantly restoring the royal status you thought you had permanently lost through your bad choices. You walked away completely empty, but I am bringing you back to a massive, joyous banquet. You have been feeding your deep spiritual hunger with the cheap, leftover scraps of this broken world, constantly trying to find love in places that only left you more empty. I have prepared a massive feast of my living word and my presence just for you. Sit at my table right now. Let me personally serve you. Do not let silly shame keep you outside the party for one more minute. I command you to walk confidently into the bright light of my house and take your rightful seat. Hear the loud music and the joyful laughter echoing through the grand halls of heaven. All of heaven is throwing a massive celebration right now, simply because you decided to look back toward me today. The angels are rejoicing over your one single choice to turn around and come home. Let go of your heavy guilt. Lean your head against my chest and hear my heartbeat. You are finally home, and I will never let you go back to the cold, lonely wilderness. You are entirely safe in your Father's arms, and the door is locked securely behind you to keep the wolves out. I love you far too much to ever lose you again. Take a deep, long breath of the fresh, clean air in my house. This is exactly where you belong. You were always meant to live right here in the absolute center of my incredible, overwhelming love. There is a cruel, persistent voice whispering toxic lies in your ear every single day, and I need you to identify it right now so you can shut it down. When you make a simple mistake at work, or when you lose your temper with your family out of pure exhaustion, that dark voice immediately says, "You are a total failure. You are completely unworthy to look up at God. You are a terrible hypocrite." I want you to know with absolute certainty that this dark voice is not mine. You must deeply learn the crucial difference between the gentle, healing conviction of my Holy Spirit and the toxic, demonic shame of the accuser. When my Spirit convicts you of a mistake, I point out the specific problem, but I immediately offer you the clear, well-lit path to forgiveness and total restoration. My conviction always brings deep hope and a desire to change. The accuser, however, brings a heavy, wet blanket of dark, suffocating despair. The enemy wants to completely bury you under a massive mountain of generic guilt so that you feel too dirty to ever pray again. Refuse to listen to that lying voice for one more second. I command you to pick up my word today and use it as a solid, unbreakable shield against these vicious, targeted lies. When the enemy tells you that you are useless and ruined, you speak my truth out loud in your room. You say, "I am the righteousness of God in Christ." I am your powerful, brilliant advocate, not your angry, bitter prosecutor. I am standing right now in the highest courtroom of heaven, actively defending you with my own blood, not accusing you. The enemy desperately wants to drag out the dusty, ugly files of your past mistakes to prove that you do not deserve to be in my holy presence today. But I am telling you the absolute truth. Those files have been completely shredded, burned in the fire of my grace, and thrown into the deepest part of the ocean. Refuse to let your broken, messy past define your free access to my glorious, abundant present. You are allowing the enemy to keep you trapped in a dark prison cell of your own mind when the heavy iron door has already been blown wide open by my power. Walk out of that dark, freezing cell right now. Stop beating yourself up for the exact sins I have already completely forgotten. When I look at your permanent record today, I do not see a long, embarrassing list of failures and bad decisions. I see a massive, bright red stamp covering the entire page that clearly says, "Not guilty." Stand extremely firm in that incredible grace today. Do not let anyone, not even your own confused mind, convince you that you are anything less than my fully pardoned, highly favored child. You have been completely washed clean. You have been totally justified. Tell the accuser to shut his mouth and leave your mind right now. You belong strictly to me, and no dark voice has the authority to make you lower your head in shame. Keep your chin up. Keep your eyes firmly fixed on my loving, smiling face. I have declared you totally innocent, and my powerful word is the final, ultimate authority over your beautiful life. I clearly see the heavy, dark cloud of depression, anxiety, and intense worry hovering directly over your head right now. You are staring constantly at the massive mountain of your daily problems. You look at your unpaid bills, your frightening medical reports, and your deeply broken relationships until you are entirely paralyzed by intense, suffocating fear. I am giving you a powerful, supernatural weapon today to completely destroy that heavy cloud. I command you to open your mouth right where you are and begin to praise me. Worship is not just a polite, quiet song you sing on Sunday morning when everything in your life is going perfectly. Worship is a violent, highly effective spiritual weapon against the ugly, crushing spirit of heaviness. When you choose to praise me loudly in the exact middle of your terrible storm, you instantly shift your entire perspective. You forcefully take your eyes off your temporary, loud problems and you fix your eyes directly on my eternal, limitless, chain-breaking power. The massive mountain of your trouble suddenly looks like a tiny, insignificant pile of sand when you properly compare it to my absolute greatness and majesty. I invite you to physically lift your empty hands right now, right where you are sitting or standing. Lifting your hands is not a meaningless, empty religious ritual. It is a powerful, physical sign of your total surrender and your desperate, necessary connection to me. When you lift your hands, you are boldly saying, "Father, I cannot fix this terrible mess on my own, but I know with all my heart that you can." In that exact moment of surrender, the very atmosphere of heaven forcefully enters your room. The painful, heavy tension in your neck will actually begin to melt away. The tight, sickening knot of panic in your stomach will instantly dissolve into deep peace. You absolutely do not have to wait for the dark storm to pass before you start singing. I want you to find the sweet, beautiful melody of my love right in the exact middle of your painful, bleeding struggle. When you sing to me while your heart is breaking into pieces, that song is incredibly precious to me. It proves to the entire spiritual realm that you love the giver far more than you love the gifts. It builds a deep, unbreakable intimacy between us that no trial can ever destroy. Your heart starts to beat in perfect, steady rhythm with mine. Do not let the enemy steal your song of victory today. Do not let your current sadness or your deep frustration put a heavy, rusted lock on your lips. Speak out my goodness. Declare my perfect faithfulness out loud in your empty room. Praise me for the simple breath currently in your lungs. Praise me for the fact that I woke you up this morning with a new purpose. As you fill your room with loud, defiant adoration, you will literally feel the dark shadows running away in absolute terror. They simply cannot survive in the blinding, hot light of your praise. Your worship builds a solid, golden bridge for my miraculous, healing power to walk directly into your current situation. Start singing today, and watch how quickly the strong walls of your prison begin to violently shake and collapse. You are making yourself physically sick and entirely exhausted by trying to understand every single tiny detail of your complex life. You stay awake until 3 in the morning, staring blindly at the ceiling, playing out thousands of different worst-case scenarios in your tired mind. You are desperately trying to figure out how to protect yourself and your family from any future pain. You demand to clearly know the specific reasons behind every suddenly closed door and every painful, unexpected delay. I am asking you today to completely let go of this exhausting, impossible need to control your own universe. You must choose right now to firmly trust that my plans for your life are absolutely good, even when those plans are completely hidden from your human eyes. You see only one tiny, confusing puzzle piece, but I see the entire, magnificent, completed picture. I know the exact, glorious end of your story right from the very beginning. Let go of the desperate, stubborn need to understand absolutely everything before you obey my simple voice. I am asking you to step out into the unknown water, and you are aggressively demanding a detailed, 10-year map before you even move your foot an inch. Real, powerful faith means stepping boldly forward into the absolute dark, trusting completely that I will put solid rock under your foot right before it lands. Find your deep, unshakable security in the absolute fact that I change not. The world's economy changes rapidly. People's opinions of you change daily. Your own personal feelings change every single hour of the day. But I am the solid, immovable rock of ages. I am exactly the same yesterday, today, and forever. Rest your weary, spinning head in the profound, comforting knowledge that I hold your actual tomorrow in my strong, capable hands. You are stressing so much about a future that has not even happened yet, but I am already standing securely in your tomorrow, actively preparing the safe way for you. Why do you keep turning to worldly experts, quick internet articles, and loud public opinions for clarity? Turning directly to me provides the only true, lasting clarity for your deeply confusing life. I will light up the exact next step you need to take, nothing more and nothing less. Stop constantly asking me why. All the time. Surrender your desperate, endless why for the profound, settling peace of my who. You really do not need to know why the terrifying storm is happening if you intimately know who is securely steering your boat. I am the Almighty God. I have never once lost a battle. I have never been surprised by a sudden medical emergency or a financial crisis. Absolutely nothing in your life is a shock to me. Let my supreme, unquestionable sovereignty be a thick, warm blanket over your racing, anxious thoughts tonight. Stop trying to aggressively force open doors that I have firmly locked for your own absolute protection. Stop trying to hold on to toxic relationships that I am actively pruning out of your life to save you. Trust my perfect wisdom. Trust my perfect timing. Fall back completely into my strong arms today, knowing that the powerful creator of the entire universe is personally, lovingly managing the fine details of your beautiful life. As you rest your heavy, exhausted head in the profound wisdom of my absolute sovereignty, I am asking you to boldly trust me entirely with your earthly resources as well. I promise you in my word that he who supplies seed to the sower will also supply and multiply your store of seed, guaranteeing a massive, righteous harvest for your total obedience. I am actively calling you to partner directly with my divine plan to broadcast this unbreakable lifeline of hope to every dark, broken corner of the earth. This is a critical, prophetic moment. Someone's entire life is violently crashing today, and your immediate generosity is the exact miracle that will securely anchor their fragile soul to my solid rock. Sow your seed without a single drop of fear, and I will fiercely protect your family, drastically multiply your income, and surround you with my unbreakable shield of favor. Do not hesitate or overthink this holy invitation. Release your gift right now through Super Thanks YouTube membership with a PayPal link in the description. Do not close this out. Do not turn away. My heart literally aches when my children abandon the altar right before the fire falls. You are standing on the very edge of your total breakthrough, and to stop listening now would be a tragic surrender to your worst fears. I am speaking the absolute answer to your most desperate prayers right now. Keep your eyes locked on mine. To leave me now is to leave your own victory behind. Let me finish speaking life into your beautiful soul. You are walking through your difficult daily life feeling incredibly lonely and entirely defeated, completely forgetting that you carry the very spirit of the Almighty Living God inside your own chest. You constantly ask me to come down from heaven to help you with your struggles, but I have already placed my precious, powerful Holy Spirit right inside your actual heart. I invite you today to actively, intentionally invite the Holy Spirit to be your constant, closest companion. Do not treat him like an emergency glass to break or a parachute that you only pull when your life is violently crashing to the ground. Treat him like your absolute best friend, your most trusted advisor, and your ultimate, endless source of daily power. When you wake up in the morning, say a simple good morning to him. When you are driving your car in heavy traffic, talk to him about your day. There is a deep, powerful internal witness inside of you right now that firmly and constantly confirms you are my beloved, chosen child. Listen closely to that gentle, steady voice. When the cold world makes you feel like an unwanted, forgotten orphan, the Spirit boldly whispers deep in your soul, you belong to the King of Kings. There are terrible days when the pain is so heavy that you cannot even form a single coherent sentence in prayer. You just sit alone on the floor and cry silent tears. In those exact, desperate moments, the Spirit literally groans on your behalf. He gently takes your raw, messy pain and accurately translates it into perfect, powerful prayers directly before my throne. You absolutely do not need fancy, religious words. You just need to lean heavily on His supernatural strength. I command you to develop a strict, moment-by-moment awareness of my profound indwelling presence. I am not just with you in the quiet church building on a Sunday. I am with you in the crowded grocery store aisle. I am with you in the highly tense boardroom meeting at your job. I am with you when you are exhausted and folding the laundry late at night. You carry the very atmosphere of heaven everywhere you walk. Let the Spirit's clear, gentle guidance keep your feet firmly planted on the safe path of life. When you feel a sudden, quiet nudge to call a struggling friend, obey it immediately. When you feel a gentle, firm warning to walk away from a toxic conversation or a bad deal, listen to it without hesitation. That is my Spirit actively protecting your heart and leading you to safety. You are trying so hard to live the Christian life using your own weak, failing human willpower. That is absolutely impossible. It is exactly like trying to physically push a heavy car up a steep mountain by yourself. You will quickly collapse from total exhaustion. I am offering you the supernatural, explosive strength of a divine engine. Turn the key today. Yield your stubborn, tired will to my Spirit. Let Him give you the supernatural strength that actually helps you keep your eyes firmly fixed on me when everything around you is falling apart. You are never, ever alone. You are completely filled with divine, world-changing power. Walk confidently today, knowing that the exact same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead is currently living, breathing, and operating inside of your very own body. I want you to pick up my word today, completely changing the way you view it. You often look at the Bible as a thick, boring rulebook or a dusty history text meant for ancient people. But I am telling you right now that my word is a living, breathing mirror. When you look deeply into it, you do not just see the heroic stories of faithful people from the past. You see the exact reflection of my pure character, and you see the profound truth of who you really are. I command you to stop looking into the broken, distorted mirrors of this world. The world's mirror tells you that you are getting too old, that you are not successful enough, that you are a failure because your bank account is low. My mirror tells you that you are entirely forgiven, fiercely protected, and wonderfully made. Let my profound truth aggressively wash away the thick, toxic grime of worldly thinking that coats your mind every single morning. You wake up and immediately absorb the angry news, the bitter complaints of your coworkers, and the deep anxiety of your culture. Let my living water wash all of that heavy dirt entirely away. Open the pages and actively find the massive, unbreakable promises that will securely anchor your small boat in the middle of your terrifying storm. You are currently facing a storm that threatens to completely sink your family, your career, or your health. You are desperately looking for a solid anchor in the opinions of doctors, lawyers, or financial experts. While I use people to help you, your ultimate, unbreakable anchor must be my eternal promise. When you read the story of David facing the giant, I am not just telling you a nice story. I am actively promising you that I will stand with you when you face the massive giant of your own debt or your own terrible medical diagnosis. Let my word act as a bright, burning lamp to your tired feet. You do not need to see a mile down the dark road. You only need enough light to clearly see the very next step. Start a real, living dialogue with me using the scriptures. When you read a promise, I invite you to speak it right back out loud to me. Tell me, Father, You said you would supply all my needs, and I am asking you to do that today. This is not a religious chore. This is the intimate, ongoing conversation that keeps us tightly connected through the chaos of your busy day. The deeply transformative power of meditating on my true nature will completely rewire your anxious brain. When you constantly think about my supreme goodness, your intense fear of the future simply cannot survive. Turn off the endless stream of podcasts and mindless videos for just a few moments today. Sit in the quiet of the book. Look deeply into the mirror of my perfect love. I am actively waiting to speak a fresh, specific, chain-breaking word directly into your deeply exhausted spirit. Let the heavy words leap off the thin page and violently rewrite the dark narrative you have been believing about your own life. You are completely out of breath from running away from me, but I want you to look over your shoulder right now. You thought you were running alone in the dark wilderness of your own mistakes, but I have been right behind you this entire time. I am the relentless, loving pursuer of your deeply wounded soul. You run into the thick, thorny bushes of your bad habits. You hide in the deep, dangerous valleys of your secret addictions and your silent shame. You think you have finally wandered into a place that is so dark and so dirty that my pure light will refuse to follow you. But I am telling you today that my fierce mercy absolutely refuses to ever give up on you. I am the good shepherd who gladly leaves the 99 safe sheep in the comfortable pasture just to aggressively hunt through the freezing night for the one sheep that is badly bleeding and entirely lost. You are that one. Realize deeply that even in your most desperate flight, I am matching your every step. You try to numb your profound pain with endless work, toxic relationships, or quiet isolation. You keep changing your location, changing your job, or changing your friends, desperately hoping that you can finally outrun the heavy emptiness inside your chest. Stop running today. I command you to plant your feet firmly on the ground, turn around, and face the one who loves you more than life itself. The intense exhaustion you feel right now is simply the natural result of trying to outrun Almighty God. It is an impossible race, and it is destroying your peace. Drop your heavy bags. Surrender your tired, running legs to my total control. There is an absolute, overwhelming safety in finally being caught by the one who created you. Feel the massive relief of stopping the endless run and violently crashing into my open arms. You thought I was chasing you to loudly punish you, to lock you up, or to painfully rub your face in all your terrible failures. But the exact second you stop and let me catch you, I do not raise a hand to strike you. I immediately wrap my strong, protective arms entirely around your shaking body. I pull you tightly against my chest so you can clearly hear the steady, calm rhythm of my own heartbeat. The chase is completely over. You do not have to nervously look over your shoulder ever again. You do not have to sleep with one eye open, wondering when your past is going to finally catch up to you and destroy your life. I have swallowed your past completely in the vast ocean of my incredible grace. Let your tense, overworked muscles completely relax. Lean your heavy, exhausted head against me. You are securely caught in the beautiful trap of my unconditional love, and I will never, ever let you go. You have violently isolated yourself from other people because you have been deeply, terribly hurt in the past. I know the profound pain you carry. I see exactly how you sit in the very back row of the room, keeping your heavy walls up, making sure you leave quickly before anyone can ask you how you are really doing. I know that people who claim to represent my name have spoken harsh, deeply judgmental words that cut your heart like a sharp knife. But I am commanding you today to stop walking this incredibly difficult journey entirely alone. The enemy of your soul desperately wants to keep you completely isolated, because a sheep that wanders entirely alone is easily devoured by the wolves. I am calling you back into the beautiful, messy, healing community of genuine believers. You must find the courage to carefully look for my face in the kind eyes of your brothers and sisters. Understand that I have designed the body of Christ to physically support the weary traveler. When your arms are far too weak to hold yourself up, I send real, physical people to stand on either side of you and aggressively lift your arms for you. Do not let your fierce, stubborn independence rob you of the exact miracle I am trying to send you through the hands of a faithful friend. I invite you to take a massive risk this week. Find one person you can deeply trust and boldly share your actual, unpolished story. Take off the shiny, fake mask. Tell them about your hidden struggles, your deep fears about your children, and the financial stress that is literally keeping you awake all night. The incredible healing you are desperately crying out for will often manifest the exact moment you humbly confess your hidden faults to another human being. Experience the violent, mountain-moving strength of corporate prayer and unified seeking. When you gather with others who genuinely love me, the very atmosphere in the room completely changes. A massive, supernatural power is unlocked when you hold hands with another broken person and aggressively agree in prayer. Stop trying to fight your fierce spiritual battles entirely by yourself in the dark corner of your bedroom. Bring your heavy burdens into the bright light of a loving community. And as you are healed, I am commanding you to become my actual hands and feet to those who are still violently turning away from me. Use your deep scars to prove to someone else that complete healing is absolutely possible. Your raw, honest testimony is the exact key that will forcefully unlock the heavy iron prison door for someone else who is currently hiding in the dark. Let your beautiful, restored life become a bright, burning beacon of absolute hope in your neighborhood and in your workplace. Your heart is my chosen, sacred temple, but you have been treating it like a cheap, public dumping ground. I watch you constantly allow toxic news, bitter internet arguments, endless comparison, and dark, heavy entertainment to freely enter your mind every single day. You are carelessly drinking deeply from poisoned wells, and then you angrily wonder why you feel so spiritually sick, completely drained, and entirely disconnected from my presence. I am commanding you today to radically change how you care for your own soul. You must forcefully establish strict, unapologetic spiritual boundaries to fiercely protect our intimate connection. If a certain relationship constantly drains your peace and pulls you into deep gossip or anger, you must lovingly but firmly step back from it. If a specific digital habit is completely stealing your joy and robbing you of your sleep, you must radically cut it off right now. Do not apologize for fiercely protecting your profound peace. I invite you to willingly let me aggressively prune the dead, useless things out of your crowded life. You are desperately holding on to old habits, old resentments, and busy, pointless activities that are actively choking the spiritual life right out of you. You are exhausted because you are trying to carry 50 heavy bags when I only asked you to carry one. Let the sharp, precise shears of my word cut away everything that hinders our deep connection. It will feel painful for a brief moment, but the beautiful, massive fruit that grows when you remain tightly connected to the vine will absolutely astound you. You will instantly find a new, deep well of patience for your difficult children. You will find a completely supernatural joy returning to your stressful workplace. Cultivate a permanent, unbreakable lifestyle of looking up rather than constantly looking around. When you look entirely around at the chaos of the economy, the political anger, and the rapid moral decay of your society, you will absolutely sink into a deep, dark panic. I command you to stop staring at the massive waves crashing against your small boat. Lock your eyes firmly and exclusively on my face. The eternal value of a life lived directly in my sight completely outweighs any temporary, cheap thrill this broken world can possibly offer. Treat your morning routine as a fierce, sacred battleground. Before you look at a single email, before you check a single bank balance, Fiercely protect the first moments of your day. Give them entirely to me. Fill the holy temple of your mind with my pure, living truth, and actively refuse to let the heavy trash of the world cross your mental threshold ever again. You have wisely chosen to fiercely protect the sacred temple of your soul and keep your eyes locked firmly on me. And now I want you to help others find this same unshakable focus. My word commands you to cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days, and I am asking you to pour out your sacred oil today to ignite a blazing revival in the hearts of men. Stand shoulder to shoulder with me in this exact moment, funding this vital mission so we can aggressively snatch wounded souls straight from the terrifying teeth of the enemy. Countless hearts are drowning in toxic chaos at this very hour, and your urgent, faithful sacrifice will instantly send them the life-saving raft of my pure, unbreakable truth. As you faithfully steward your finances toward my eternal kingdom, I will strictly rebuke the devourer for your sake, commanding an unstoppable overflow of supernatural abundance into your own home. Take decisive, bold action right now. Support this mission directly by using Super Thanks, joining as a member, or clicking the PayPal link below. We are so close to the end of your hiding, my precious one. I am pleading with you. Do not silence my voice now. It breaks the heart of your Father when you shut the door just as I am walking across the threshold with your ultimate blessing. The final pieces of your complete healing are in the very next words I am going to speak. I am pouring out my entire heart to you in this moment. Do not walk away from this divine appointment. Stay with me until the very end. You are sitting in the most frustrating, uncomfortable waiting room of your entire life right now, and you are completely losing your patience. You are constantly checking your watch, nervously checking your email, and frantically looking at the closed door, wondering when I am finally going to answer your desperate prayer. You feel intensely forgotten. You watch other people receiving their massive breakthroughs, getting the promotion, having the healthy baby, or finding the perfect spouse, while you remain stuck in the exact same difficult holding pattern. I am speaking directly to your deep, painful frustration right now. I have absolutely not forgotten you. I am actively, intentionally using this quiet, agonizing waiting room to permanently strengthen the weak muscles of your faith. If I gave you the heavy blessing the exact second you asked for it, it would completely crush you because your character is not yet strong enough to safely carry it. I invite you to discover the profound, breathtaking beauty of the secret place where we meet during the difficult wait. Do not waste this dark, quiet season aggressively complaining about the delay. Use this sacred time to press deeply into my chest. Develop the fierce, stubborn patience to completely wait for my perfect, exact timing. My timing is never, ever late, even when the painful clock of your biological age or your financial deadline is loudly screaming in your ear. I am not bound by your human calendars. I can completely change the entire trajectory of your life in one single, explosive second of my absolute favor. But until that exact second arrives, I command you to keep your spiritual lamp brightly lit. Keep fiercely praying. Keep aggressively worshiping. Keep showing up with an open, completely surrendered heart. Rest deeply in the absolute, ironclad assurance that those who genuinely seek me will surely, without fail, find me. I am not playing a cruel game of hide and seek with your desperate emotions. I am actively preparing the absolute best possible outcome for your specific situation. Let the quiet, powerful confidence of a soul securely anchored in my presence completely wash over your frantic, tired mind right now. You do not have to nervously pace the floor all night. You can actually lie down in your bed, close your heavy eyes, and sleep deeply, fully knowing that the Creator of the universe is working the absolute night shift on your exact behalf. The glorious door will forcefully open at the exact right moment. Until it does, Fiercely trust the profound goodness of the one who firmly holds the keys. Your beautiful, massive breakthrough is already entirely scheduled on my divine calendar. Just wait with me. I completely understand why you flinch when you hear my name, but I want to heal that reaction today. You have grown up completely replacing the beautiful, holy reverence of a loving father with the pure, terrified panic of an angry boss. When you make a simple mistake at your job, your heart immediately races, your stomach drops, and you prepare yourself to be yelled at or fired. You have taken that exact same deep, earthly fear and you have projected it entirely onto me. You think my extreme holiness means I am a harsh, distant judge who cannot stand to be in the same room as your messy life. You believe that if you step out of line, I am instantly going to punish you by taking away your money, your health, or your family. I command you to completely tear down that toxic, false image of who I am right now. I do not rule your life with a heavy iron fist of terror. I lead your life with a gentle, guiding hand of pure, unbreakable love. Discover today the breathtaking majesty that inspires deep worship rather than terrifying flight. When you see a massive, beautiful mountain or a stunning, colorful sunset, you do not run away in panic. You stand completely still, your mouth opens in wonder, and you are filled with absolute awe. That is exactly how I want you to feel when you look at my power. My massive power is not a dangerous weapon pointed at your head. It is a strong, protective shield wrapped completely around your fragile life. There is absolute, unmatched safety found securely in the thick shadow of my wings. When the loud storms of your life are fiercely raging, when the medical reports are terrifying, and when your bank account is empty, my holy presence becomes your actual, physical sanctuary. It is a warm, deeply safe room where you can hide until the terrible storm entirely passes. I invite you to permanently move your entire life from a rigid, exhausting relationship of rules to a vibrant, breathing relationship of total love. You have spent years treating your faith like a heavy, boring checklist. You think if you read enough pages, pray long enough, and act good enough, you will safely avoid my anger. But a real relationship is not built on nervously avoiding anger. A real relationship is built on deep, mutual joy. I absolutely rejoice over you. I want you to experience the incredible wonder of being personally invited into the very inner circle of my glory. You are not a nervous employee hoping to avoid the boss. You are my deeply cherished child, and you have total, free access to my private room. Realize today that my pure holiness is not your sudden threat. It is your ultimate, healing cure. It burns away the toxic, painful things in your life and leaves you completely whole. Look up at me without a single drop of fear today. See the warm, smiling face of the Father who is incredibly proud to simply call you his own. You constantly tell yourself that your life is far too messy to ever be a positive influence on anyone else. You look at your deep scars, your past failures, and your current daily struggles, and you firmly conclude that you have absolutely nothing valuable to offer the broken world around you. You think you need to have a perfect marriage, perfect finances, and a flawless career before I can actually use you to help someone else. I am declaring to you right now that this is a complete lie. I actively choose to use heavily scarred, broken, and restored people to change this dark world. Your powerful return to my arms today instantly becomes a massive, burning beacon of hope for everyone else who is still sitting alone in the dark. When you walk into your workplace tomorrow, you are not just an employee doing a job. You are my personal ambassador, physically carrying my bright, healing light into a room full of people who have entirely turned their backs on me. Reflect my deep, unconditional love to the highly stressed, exhausted people you interact with every single day. You see your coworker quietly crying in the break room. You see your family member sinking deeply into dark depression. You see your neighbor struggling to keep their heavy life together. I command you to step confidently into their messy lives. You carry massive, undeniable spiritual authority when you choose to live daily in my immediate presence. You do not need to stand on a loud stage with a microphone to change the world. You simply need to sit across the table from a hurting friend, look them directly in the eyes and say, "I was completely broken too, but he put me back together." Your personal, unpolished mission is to boldly tell others that I am standing at the gate, eagerly waiting for them to turn your dark, painful history of hiding into a powerful, undeniable testimony of being completely found. Every single tear you have cried, every mistake you have survived, and every heavy chain I have broken off your wrists is now your ultimate credential. People do not argue with a dramatically changed life. When they see the deep, unshakable peace in your eyes while you are walking through the exact same chaotic economy and the same stressful world they will aggressively demand to know your secret. I invite you to start a massive ripple effect today. It all starts with one simple choice. When one single soul chooses to stop running, turn around, and look toward heaven, the explosive impact violently shakes the entire spiritual realm. Your bold obedience today will directly lead to the total freedom of your children, your friends, and people you have not even met yet. Open your mouth and proudly share the absolute miracle of what I am currently doing in your beautifully restored life. I want you to completely destroy the deep, imaginary line you have drawn between your spiritual life and your normal, everyday life. You treat me like a distant relative that you only visit for an hour on Sunday morning inside a specific building. You put on your nice clothes, you sing a few songs, and then you firmly close the religious box, leaving me behind while you go face the actual, stressful reality of your Monday morning commute. I am commanding you today to permanently integrate the sacred and the secular. I want to actively live in the completely ordinary, mundane, and chaotic moments of your daily schedule. I want to be right there in the passenger seat of your car when you are violently stuck in heavy traffic and you are incredibly frustrated. I want to stand beside you in the kitchen when you are washing a massive pile of dirty dishes at night and feeling completely exhausted. Make my continuous presence your permanent, default home. Start living a life where your prayer is a totally continuous, incredibly natural conversation. You do not need to use old, formal, religious words to talk to me. You do not need to be in a quiet, perfectly lit room. When you are walking into a highly stressful meeting at your job, simply whisper in your mind, "Father, give me the exact words to say right now." When you look at a beautiful blue sky, quietly say, "Thank you for making this." When you feel a sudden, sharp spike of deep anxiety reading the news, immediately say, "I trade this heavy fear for your perfect peace." This is exactly how you keep your heart firmly turned toward me in the absolute middle of a noisy, chaotic, and demanding world. The profound joy of knowing I am intimately involved in the small, seemingly boring details of your life will completely transform how you view your daily routines. Experience the unbreakable, powerful bond of a truly spirit-led life today. When you invite me into the boring and the mundane, you will instantly start to see spectacular miracles completely hidden in plain sight. You will suddenly find a deep, supernatural patience for your difficult toddler that you did not have yesterday. You will discover a calm, steady focus at your stressful job that absolutely baffles your coworkers. You do not have to nervously perform to keep my attention. I am already deeply, completely fascinated by you. I care about your unpaid bills. I care about your sore back. I care about the quiet, heavy sadness you feel when it rains. I invite you to bring absolutely everything to me without filtering a single detail. Let us walk through every single minute of this day tightly holding hands. I am not just your Sunday God. I am your Monday morning, Wednesday afternoon, and late Friday night God. We have reached the absolute summation of my incredible, overwhelming love for you. I have never, not for one single second, stopped looking for you. From the exact moment you took your very first breath, to the dark moments when you actively ran entirely away from me, my eyes have been firmly locked on your life. I want you to view your life from my eternal perspective today. This deep, intense gaze of pure love began long before time was ever created, and it will end in spectacular, unending glory. You have fought a very long, very hard, and deeply exhausting battle trying to survive in this broken world entirely on your own strength. Your hands are completely blistered, your mind is heavily overwhelmed, and your heart is profoundly tired. I am issuing my final, absolute call to you right now. Cast off the last remaining heavy weights, drop the bags of your deep guilt, and run as fast as you can to my side. I want to vividly paint a clear vision of the glorious day we shall finally see each other entirely face to face. There is a day rapidly coming when the heavy, painful struggles of this earthly life will instantly vanish like thin smoke in a strong wind. All the massive tears you have cried will be permanently wiped away by my own hands. All the physical sickness, the deep financial panic, and the bitter loneliness will be completely destroyed forever. On that spectacular day, you will clearly see the full, blinding reality of my love, and I promise you with absolute certainty that once you truly see me in all my glory, you will never, ever want to look away again. But you do not have to wait until you die to experience this profound, life-changing connection. You can step directly into my glorious presence right where you are sitting at this exact second. This is your moment. Do not put this off for another day. Do not tell me you will come back when you have finally fixed your messy problems. Come to me with your heavy problems right now. Surrender your tired, stubborn will entirely to me today. Let go of the tight, painful control you are desperately trying to maintain. You are totally safe here. My arms are stretched as wide as the east is from the west, and they are completely open just for you. The entire universe is holding its breath, actively waiting for your final answer. Step out of the cold, dark shadows and step fully into the blinding, warm light of my absolute grace. Hear the deep, powerful, loving voice of your Creator speaking the final, most beautiful words directly over your deeply exhausted soul today. Welcome home, my beloved child. You are finally, permanently safe. You have heard my final, desperate call to come home, and now I am empowering you to passionately call the rest of my wandering children back into my safe arms. My word decrees that the harvest is truly plentiful, but the laborers are few, and today I am heavily anointing you to release the sharp sickle of your radical generosity. I am personally inviting you to lay your earthly wealth on my burning altar, permanently transforming your finances into a loud, blazing trumpet that announces my unfailing love to the nations. The time is rapidly running out. The final hours are violently ticking away, and your immediate gift will literally guide lost, weeping orphans back to their father's house before it is too late. Give with a wide open heart today, and I will crown your beautiful life with majestic favor, drastically multiply your earthly storehouses, and guarantee your massive, eternal reward in my glorious kingdom. Do not look away from this final, holy assignment. Give your super thanks, become a channel member, or click the PayPal link in the description right now to seal this divine partnership. My beloved child, the heavy veil has been torn, and the radiant light of my grace is waiting to wash over your beautiful face. I am calling you permanently out of the dark, silent shadows of your shame and directly into the absolute safety of my open arms. Do not let this sacred, life-changing moment pass you by in silence. Seal your miraculous deliverance right now by boldly declaring your return to me. Step out of your hiding place, lock your eyes with mine, and type these exact words below. Lord, I will not turn away. I am stepping into your light. Make this fierce, faith-filled declaration today, and watch as I completely shatter the heavy chains of fear that have kept you bound in the dark. Amen.